you today. Get it done today with Plumbing Today.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Holiday magic.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, cash. C-A-S-H. That's cash. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may the odds be ever in your favor.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Wednesday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate that greatly, as we do every single day. We'll got a good show for you today. Get you caught up on what's happening out there in the world. Deb's Woke News. We'll do that around 3:20, 4 o'clock hour. Animal House, Central Florida Zoo in today. Our friend G-Fu Jennings and Taylor Nelson dropping by with a special friend. 5 o'clock hour, we'll talk to Scott Maxwell. We'll talk about the Orange County tax dollars that were just divvied up. Plus, he has a game for us today, guys.
Uh-oh.
A little game. We'll do trivia there as well. And then, of course, 6 o'clock, we'll end it all up with Ross Thoughts and Last Call. Your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deborah Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead, producer Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
Comedy alien Ross Padgett.
Happy 104 day.
407-916-1041.
Hey.
Text us at 77031. Find us easily on social media, Instagram and Facebook at The Jim Colbert Show. On Twitter, just add Jim Colbert Show. And all day, every day at JimColbertLive.com. You're right, it is 10-4, is it not?
10-4, 10-4.
There you go.
10-4, big buddy.
Copy that.
407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Cash, C-A-S-H. That is your 3 o'clock keywords. We try to give out that holiday magic $1,000. Cash, guys. That is your 3 o'clock keyword. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Cash. There you go.
Holiday magic.
Go get that cash for the holiday magic.
Over and out.
How's everybody doing today?
So far, pretty good.
Yeah.
Good.
Uh-oh, I have a feeling.
The speakership being vacated didn't ruin anyone's evening? Okay, very good.
It ruined my
Didn't
evening?
help.
No.
Yeah, it didn't make anyone happy.
Exactly.
Yay, we're
That-
number whatever.
Did you guys? We just had the alert, which was
Yeah. Wait,
yeah, everybody's good.
is anyone a zombie yet?
Yeah, I heard Sean talking about the zombie brains thing. It was so funny because his listeners, as soon as the thing went off, a guy just texted in all caps, "Brains, brains." But of course, it wasn't even that intrusive, really. My phone
No.
just kind of went off one time, and that was it.
Thought it was an Amber Alert. I
It
thought
won't
a kid got snatched.
And what makes that special, I guess, is the first time they've done it on streaming or whatever.
We always, especially in the business, right? We always listen for the EAS.
Right.
The emergency alert system.
Right.
Well, this is the WEAS. From my understanding, it's the wireless emergency alert system. So they're trying to make sure that, because normally these alerts were covered on TV and radio, but most people, if they're not around a TV or a radio, most likely have their smartphones in their hands.
Abso-smurfly.
So that
It's called WEAS?
I believe it is. The W is the wireless part of the emergency alert system. Exactly. And the other thing I saw in the alert for the first time that I've never noticed before is you always see they say national, state, and local. But today the alert went on to say tribal and territorial areas as well.
Oh, wow.
So apparently everything under U.S. control today got the 218 to 220 alert.
Is that to assume that the people who lived there before did not, when it was just the regular EAS? Like if you were on a reservation, you had no idea if a tornado was coming your way?
Well, I guess it would depend, what your television and radio coverage would be.
Yeah.
But now they're trying to just kind of blanket all forms of communication that we use.
Or they received it and they just never had that distinction before in the description.
Right.
So I was interested to see that part, the tribal and territorial.
407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. A big thanks to Schnitz and Giggles.
Oh, man.
I love that name.
I want to get this right. I want to make sure I get this right.
It's like a regular EAS, but the WEAS, a lot more layups.
Schnitz and Giggles is happening this weekend, October 7th. Actually, it's
Oktoberfest.
October. Yeah, their big Oktoberfest at Donley Park down in Mount Dora. It seems like everything happening in the world is happening in Mount Dora.
Yep.
Beer, music, food, happening October 7th at 4 p.m. Going to be a really good time. That's Saturday afternoon. Tickets at mountdora.com. $10 a person. VIP tickets are $100, and that includes everything. I think they give you a child and a car. All brought to you by Jägermeister and Luc Ballard, France. And the reason we're mentioning this is a big thing coming up this weekend. We love Mount Dora. They do a really good job at these festivals. You can go down, not only have a great time at the event itself, but just enjoy Mount Dora as a little great getaway here in Central Florida. I think one of the best, actually. You can walk around with your drinks. They're very liberal when it comes to you coming down there and enjoying yourself and having a good time. Great shopping, great food. We've talked about it at length. First things first, this food truck, Schnitz and Giggles, brought us some food today. And they brought us a pork sandwich or a schnitzel sandwich, and they brought us some German potato salad and
A German cucumber
and
salad.
a cucumber salad.
I believe this was the first time I have ever had schnitzel, and I am very German, and I love my German food. But
never would have guessed that about you.
oh yeah, I'm actually more German than probably anything else.
And she was in
Really?
Wisconsin. I mean, that place is loaded with Germans.
Yeah,
That's what
but
they do.
But what's interesting is the more
It's all
German.
about Colombia with her.
It is, but my great grandfather who got on the wrong ship in Germany
That's a
or
tough
from
one.
Europe ended up in Panama.
That's
great,
right.
great story.
That's
So
a-
actually, it's my great grandfather.
That's a little different than asking Uber for the wrong address.
Yeah, so you know,
You're here because an ancestor zigged instead of zagged.
yeah, his last name was Kirschman.
Oh, my
Cyril
God.
Kirschman
Oh, my God.
is my great grandfather's
The
name.
farther you go back, the smaller the event changes your life more drastically.
Everything.
Right? That butterfly effect.
It's
and just,
wild.
I got on the wrong
Isn't it
ship. and
crazy?
Sound of thunder.
Then this whole family
Then
just
this,
happened.
absolutely. Somewhere in the Caribbean. And then, decades later, we do 23andMe, and my cousins find out that despite having a Colombian father and an Italian mother,
Yeah.
they're German.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, there was a lot of Germans in South America after the war, too,
Yeah,
right?
oh,
Because a lot
yeah.
of them fled to, like, Brazil.
Brazil,
and-
no extradition.
Yeah. And that's why when you go to Brazil, there's still a faction of people there that speak perfect German.
And you'll actually think you're somewhere in Switzerland because the chalets look almost like they would back in Europe, and also the second largest Japanese population outside of Japan.
That's why, Washington has a village like that. And I think there are a couple of states that have those villages where
Yeah.
a large contingency of a specific region will move into an area, which is pretty common, by the way.
Wisconsin is full of it. You drive
right.
into any New Berlin.
Oh,
New
yeah, yeah.
Berlin, which is between Kewanee and Green Bay.
Yep.
Those of you who know.
I'll-
It's nothing to drive through those little towns, and they'll be flying the Belgian flag, the German flag.
I'm down.
Some of the old people still speak Bohemian, and that's
Really?
a country that hasn't existed since World War II.
My daughters who lived up in Washington State used to drive up to this German village up there on the weekends and stuff to get smashed on.
Oh,
Wisconsinites, yeah.
Good cheese.
When I was out there, you could just feel that a lot of people's ancestors were on the wrong side of history. You could really feel it.
Hey, to them it's on one side of history.
Yeah, so I'm throwing this out here, though. Deb, are you curious? Do you have any, uncles, great uncles that
Deborah.
have you thought about that? I'm assuming you've thought about that. If I
uncles
was
or
German,
great uncles.
if
What?
I
They were
was
part of the
yeah, Nazis.
Oh, that I don't know.
Yeah, don't
That I
research
don't
that.
know.
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
not research that.
Just skip that chapter.
I wouldn't know. Well, Kirschman is a name that's fairly. Because you remember there used to be a building right there up in
Yeah.
Altamont that was named the
Right,
Kirschman
right,
Building,
right, yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
exactly how my family spells their name.
Yeah, but you don't want to wind up and find out that your great-great-uncle was like Klaus the Butcherer.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
You don't want to know that you have an ancestor that went by one name in World War II.
Definitely do not want to find that out.
Oh, God.
No.
Zinakla.
Anytime it's your name and then the something, it's never
good.
It's never the tickler.
Yeah.
It's always
Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah, the eye remover, the mandible killer, whatever. It's always something bad. It's never Jim.
Right.
the good news guy.
Yeah. The Jim, the moderate credit score
Right.
guy.
This guy's the finger breaker.
Oh, care. Whoa.
Yeah.
Jim, the finger breaker.
Ross, sand throwing pageant.
Right, exactly. Hey, look, it's Bob the flamethrower.
Yeah. It's not much. It's all you have to be very good to get to that point.
So
Yeah.
anyway, back to the sandwich.
That's a hell of a segue.
Right, this is how we do it here.
I forgot. We
Poor
should.
Jack is still dying, man.
So listen, if you're within 10 miles,
Yeah.
if you are within 10 miles of Mount Dora, go to this place called Schnitz and Giggles and get that damn pork sandwich. God almighty.
Yeah, you and Ross,
Holy.
you guys had seconds.
Yeah.
I interviewed the lady who brought it to us,
Yeah,
Rachel.
Rachel.
I was like, tell me everything about this. I had her texting the chef and asking questions about that sandwich. It's a schnitzel sandwich, which is basically a fried piece of pounded pork. That's all it is. Schnitzel is basically a pork chop, a boneless pork chop is all it is.
Yeah.
It's you dip it in some breadcrumbs, you put some egg wash on it, you fry it up. It's nice and brown and crispy. Makes a great everything. I love
just
it.
learned something new.
Right,
Yeah.
the easiest possible thing in the world to eat, delicious, simple.
Well, they pulverize it, right?
Yeah.
You hit
get
it with a couple backhands.
You pound it thin, that way it cooks fast, right? So you get it on this bun, and he puts this roasted red pepper spread on it.
Yeah.
And
you could not get over the red pepper spread.
How it all worked together, which is the magic of cooking, right? It's not one specific ingredient. It's the magic of everything coming together to make it taste that way in your mouth. And these guys have nailed it. That was an amazing sandwich. I mean, amazing. If you see the Schnitz and Giggles food truck anywhere in Orlando, if you don't go out this weekend, we want you to for sure. You got to stop by and get that damn sandwich and get that warm potato salad and get the cucumber salad. That was a fantastic experience. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, no,
I mean, it was bananas good.
I finished my first sandwich, and I think I said I'm going to give that a 9.5, and the only reason why I'm giving it a 9.5 is because I don't believe in the idea and concept of perfection.
And then I walked outside, right? I walked back out there, and where's Ross?
Right.
He's standing there with another sandwich in his hand. And I looked at him. I said, "You going to share that with me?" And he looks at me as if it was a kid caught with an entire pack of Oreos.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Yeah, I was just bringing this to you."
Of course.
That's right, I was just bringing this to you.
Yeah, we were going to tag team it.
Then we have that thing up. I've never seen Ross eat a sandwich so fast in my life.
I haven't either, and still look so thin.
So good.
We were
man.
going to cat dog it.
So Schnitz and Giggle will be one of the food trucks that's out there. You're going to also have Kushbrau, and the Mount Dora High culinary class is also going to be there. Some of the breweries include Mac and Whitney, Eden Abbey. So again, Oktoberfest at mountdora.com for tickets.
And there's legendary Oktoberfest beer brands as well.
So you're saying they were second?
And no, they were for us. There's another one in there. You could have gotten it too. You know, you walked up and this was happening. Don't act. Look, don't sit here and act. Don't you mother effer. Don't you dare sit here and act.
I'll be okay.
Jack's the guy who's
Don't worry about me.
Yeah.
Jack is the guy who's like, I don't know, I wasn't invited.
Yeah, right, exactly.
It's like, dude,
That's why
I
he's
see you
there.
4 days a week.
Right.
It's assumed.
You were a foot from me. I could smell you when this was happening. All right,
I think Larry ate my sandwich.
407
It's you, Larry.
916-1041. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about today. Good television is out there. I got some TV news that's very interesting. You know, for me, Jack and I and everybody in this room, with the exception of Ross, grew up as basically network people. You had your 3 or 4 channels. We watched the cable TV thing happen, and now we've watched entertainment transition from cable television into streaming services. And there's just some interesting news out there about those coming up a little bit. Well, we're also going to talk about the 11-year-old shooter, what's going to happen with his mom. Like, they haven't pressed charges, anything there. Deb's got that coming up in news. And one other thing, let's see. Oh, something that we talked about on the air. And I have to tell you, I'm going to take a little bit of credit on this. I don't like doing that. But I don't like, let me say this real quick. I don't like doing that on the air.
Jack, your lung is on the ground.
Hey, buddy, don't hurt yourself. Don't pull,
My bad. Sorry.
don't pull a muscle. But I made a prediction on the air, and it looks like it could be coming true regarding something that we're all kind of been talking about. We're all into. We'll get all that a little bit later. Deb, news.
Well, we're going to talk about the House holding its speaker election next Wednesday. We're going to touch on that child accused of shooting 2 teens because he's going to remain in custody. And a new bill would name A1A after Jimmy Buffett. We'll talk about that and more coming up next during Woke News.
You got it. Thanks, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Your 3 o'clock keyword is cash, C-A-S-H. Go to realradio.fm and send that on for your chance at $1,000. Back in a sec with Deb's news and more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Because sometimes infighting amongst friends is exactly what you need to lower the volume on the voices in your head. Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Watch out for an accident causing delays on US 1792 North at CR 46A 25th Street. The left lane is blocked. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Florida's Turnpike's ramp to exit 244 US 192. Heading through the city this afternoon, you can expect delays westbound between Fairbanks Avenue and Robinson Street on I-4. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Healthcare.
HCA Florida Healthcare is here for everyone in your family at every stage of life, providing comprehensive, personalized care. Because healthier tomorrows are what we're all about. Learn more at hcafloridahealthcare.com.
Ace Hardware is your place for all your painting needs. These guys have a huge selection of colors from all the best brands, including Benjamin Moore and Magnolia Home by Joanna Gaines. Not to mention, you can bring in a sample, get a perfect color match to any color you want. Every Tools Ace Hardware has friendly, knowledgeable associates to give you expert advice on your paint project. They have everything you need: brushes, drop cloths, rollers, and paint trays. And even better, 12 convenient locations here in Central Florida. Or you can just shop online at acehardware.com. Get that free in-store pickup or delivery, and that's even for paint. It's Tools Ace Hardware, your local helpful place.
This hour of Real Radio 104.1, sponsored by FloridaJobsNow.com, coming October 11th.
Get ready to experience the excitement.
It is the 13th year of the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
The emotions.
Love you guys. We're so happy to be here tonight.
The surprises.
Are you ready for another I can't believe it moment?
The superstars.
Such an amazing honor to share a stage with so many unbelievable artists.
And of course, the music. Relive the greatest moments from the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
You will not want to miss.
Starting Tuesday, streaming only on Hulu.
Stella Artois wants to know, who would you like to have dinner with? That's right. Join the Stella team at Cafe 22 Tango on iDrive this Friday, October 6th from 6 until 8 for an opportunity to let them know who you would like to have dinner with. That's past, present, or future, and why. Then start your dinner with a complimentary Stella Artois and glass. That's right. They're going to give you free beer and one of those killer chalices just for letting them know who you would like to have dinner with. Just snap that QR code for details on your chance to win dinner on Stella from one of 10 participating restaurants. Let's do dinner. And as always, let's start with a Stella.
Attention, our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. It's only for the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. They give you up to a year and a half to travel, but you must be one of the first 50 to text MUSIC to 96551. Grab your phone and text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. That's MUSIC to 96551. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551 and get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. But you must be one of the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. Text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to go on vacation to Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico.
Tonight, a CW original series.
Here in Sullivan's Crossing, we treat everyone like family.
From the #1 New York Times best-selling author and the executive producers of Virgin River.
Why did you really come back here?
Life's not exactly perfect at the moment. Starring Morgan Cohan.
Why do they call you the mystery man?
Chad Michael Murray.
Didn't know they did.
And Scott Patterson. Sullivan's Crossing, followed by the Spencer Sisters. Series premieres tonight on the CW.
Tonight, beginning at 8, only on CW18.
West 2 News, now here for you at 7 p.m. Because breaking news doesn't wait for the right time.
News never stops.
And that's why our team keeps going.
We're adding more coverage of what matters most to Central Florida. The big stories that will have you talking. An accurate forecast you can depend on. It's right here, right now. WESH 2 News at 7 p.m. Local, live, late breaking.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Identity theft shows no signs of slowing down. In fact, more than $29 billion were stolen last year alone. That's a criminal success story and a wake-up call for everyone else. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. LifeLock makes it easy to help protect yourself if you become a victim. A dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. Join now and save up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com, promo code Clay.
At SimpliSafe, we've designed award-winning home security with advanced sensors, HD cameras, and now this 24/7 LifeGuard protection, only from SimpliSafe. Now, monitoring agents can see and speak to intruders through our new indoor camera to help stop crime in real time and for fast police response. Get 20% off any new system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplisafe.com/radio. Advanced home security, 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
Hi, welcome to the IKEA storage event.
Hi, thanks.
Whether you're looking to get the kids' toys or your closet organized, we're here to help with advice and tons of savings through October 10th.
Can you help me find all my lost socks?
We'll help you to organize them so you don't lose them at all.
Wow.
Visit us in store for lots of savings, plus home furnishing storage workshops and more the weekend of October 7th. Learn more at IKEA-USA.com/IKEA storage event. Offer valid 9/27 to 10/10 in the U.S. Discount applied proportionally across items purchased as shown on receipt. See store and IKEA-USA.com/IKEA storage event for complete terms. Exclusions apply.
Sometimes the pop culture we loved as teens hits differently in retrospect.
Maybe it's a tabloid story we couldn't get enough of, or an illicit student-teacher relationship on our favorite show. We're Susie Bannicarum and Jessica Bennett, hosts of the new podcast, In Retrospect.
Where each week we'll revisit a cultural moment from the past that shaped us, and probably you, to try to understand what it taught us about the world and our place in it.
You're the first person that I've talked to about this for years and years.
Listen to In Retrospect on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you find your favorite shows.
Order your Hummer EV at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade. Apparently, Facebook is still a thing? Search gym members and join our group.
Hustler, word, I pull the trigger long. Grip my teeth, spray to every brother's gone.
Whatever, man. Whatever. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Jack's been an old iced tea. Damn, dude, that's great.
I had this vinyl.
Wow.
It's one I came across from.
Wow, what a throwback. Good job, buddy. 407-916-1041. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. Cash is your 3 o'clock keyword, CASH. Go to realradio.fm and send that out for your shot at $1,000. Welcome back. I am Jim, Jack, and Ross right over there. Let's get some news. Here is Deb.
And now, it's time for Woke News. It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole woke on the Jim Colbert Show.
Thank you for that, Jack.
That was great, buddy.
Woke News brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. All right, an election for the new Speaker of the House is set to be held next Wednesday. Members leaving the House GOP conference meeting said a candidate forum for Speaker will be held next Tuesday, with the election held the following day. The House of Representatives will be in recess until next week. Kevin McCarthy says he will not run again following the chamber's decision to vote him out of his position. North Carolina Congressman Patrick McHenry is now acting Speaker until a new Speaker election is held. Meanwhile, Democrats in Congress are finding common ground with Republican Matt Gaetz. House lawmakers voted yesterday, of course, to remove Kevin McCarthy as Speaker, and a historic first. Pensacola Congressman Gaetz pushed for the vote, but he was the only Florida Republican to vote for replacing McCarthy. Tampa Bay Republican Anna Paulina Luna missed the vote for medical reasons. The other Republicans, though, voted against removal. Gaetz prevailed. Of course, we all know that, thanks to the support of congressional Democrats, including all of those from Florida. Delray Beach Democrat Lois Frankel says removing McCarthy is in the best interests of this Congress and the communities we represent. And Jimmy and I were talking about it before the show. It was just astounding to know that, once Gates put forward that motion that they were going to have the vote, McCarthy had 48 hours available to him to shore up his support, but he waived it.
Right.
He just waived it. I guess assuming that the Democrats he just came into agreement with on Saturday would save him, forgetting that those same people were probably watching, CBS or Face the Nation on CBS this past Sunday when he went on and actually tried to tell Margaret Brennan that, well, the Democrats tried to shut the government down.
It was unbelievable.
I couldn't even believe he kept a straight face as he said it.
She openly laughed at him. A journalist, like at that level, openly laughed and mocked him to his face.
Well, and she pointed
for even having the balls to utter that. Even in private, would have been a joke.
Yeah.
And Newt Gingrich just, I'm not a big Newt fan, but hearing him lay out every one of these people who voted like this, like he called them all traitors.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty heavy language for something like that, coming from a stalwart Republican.
So this is a lot of instability, right?
Absolutely.
And so, and as far as the Democrats, and Gates all on the same page, which is
mind-blowing.
Mind-blowing, yes, thank you. And I'm trying, what's the play here? And the only line I heard that somewhat makes sense is, if your opposition is fighting with itself, get out of the way.
Right, yeah.
Exactly.
Why stop them?
Right.
I mean, that's what Newt said, is like the entire, a lot of ranking Republicans are saying this, like what a clown show it looks like.
Yeah.
And when you throw in the debates and how bad they've been, and then it is just an array of mess. And I don't know, man. Anyway.
Well, the mess continues.
Yeah, thank you. Please, more.
We should find out in a matter of weeks if Governor Ron DeSantis had the right to eliminate a district in North Florida represented by a black lawmaker. Voting rights groups sued over the map because it redraws District 5. That was represented by Tallahassee Democrat Al Lawson. The plaintiffs claim the map is illegal because it's the result of intentional discrimination. The federal trial ended yesterday, and the 3 judges said they'd announce a ruling before the year ends. It doesn't matter. Whichever side loses can appeal and most likely will to the U.S. Supreme Court. In other news, I know this is something that we're going to be talking about with Orlando Sentinel columnist Scott Maxwell in the 5 o'clock hour, but let's grease the wheel a little bit for you now.
Sure thing, yeah.
Several organizations are getting millions of dollars in Orange County tourism tax dollars. Commissioners agreed on how to divide up a portion of the $900 million in spending during yesterday's meeting. After months of discussions, you're probably like me asking, why bother? Officials decided to give the Orange County Convention Center the largest amount of money for its expansion project. At how much do you think the Orange County Convention Center got out of that $900 million?
$360.
Oh, half of it, 500.
I'll go 50 mil.
Jack points 560. If you added out another 200 million, Jimmy, you'd have gotten it.
So more than half.
Well, $560 million.
Well over half the money.
At least credit to Orange County officials. They pretended
exactly
to
care.
think about spending it elsewhere.
Exactly. The University of Central Florida will also get some funding for its sports facility. The rest of the tax dollars will be up for debate over the next few weeks.
So, who should we say not to vote for over that?
It's just city commissioners, buddy. It's the city commissioners.
Orange County, actually.
Orange County.
So you live in Orange County, so that would be up to you. That would be up to you to find out who voted that way, why they voted that way, and vote for someone else.
And believe me, it's Democrats and Republicans.
Oh, they're both dirty.
Not biased.
To get in there, they make these deals with the theme parks who are in the county. They take that money and then they protect that tax money to be only used for those purposes.
Which is, again, just like to Ross's previous points, if we could just, and it's impossible, it seems that way, to get the money out of politics, you might actually get some policy that actually helps the people.
Because it just makes so much sense. Because you know what? Policing is good for tourism, right?
Yes.
Road
Affordable housing
improvements is affordable housing for the workers of tourism.
Yeah.
All of those tangential things, apply and could benefit from this money. But no, we're going to make that behemoth of a building larger?
Yeah, because we need it, right?
The percentage of how much it's used throughout the year is disturbingly low.
Yeah, and we've already had some conventions that have been canceled due to the political climate. So to add on even more square footage doesn't, I mean, I know none of us believe it makes sense over bus routes and, roads that work and affordable housing, but relief is on the way for Volusia County homeowners. Council members approved a spending plan for nearly $330 million. This is in federal hurricane relief funding yesterday. About $200 million of the total is expected to go to housing programs like home and rental repairs. Think of all those houses like in Daytona Beach Shores that are still waiting to get these repairs done. So other projects include storm mitigation efforts, environmental assessments, and plans for future living spaces. The plan is now waiting for federal approval. All right, Hillsborough County Commissioners want to do something about railroad crossings without flashing lights and barriers in the wake of last month's crash near Plant City that killed 6 people, including 5 members of the same family. Commissioner Michael Owen is asking county staff to find out what can be done about 19 such crossings where there's simply just a stop sign. The victims died September. Were driving to a Sweet 16 birthday party at an event hall that Owen says is in violating of zoning restrictions. Funeral services are being held for 5 of the 6 victims today. The 6th funeral is being held on Thursday. And it was eerily, there was a woman whose sister had died almost 1 year earlier to the day when her box delivery truck got hit by a train at that same intersection.
What do you think about a...
Be careful here.
No, I'm serious. A Bluetooth type device on the front of trains that as it's rolling forward, it triggers an alarm, just like we had.
Like the EAS.
Yes. An alarm on any cell phone with, like, in its path.
That's a great idea.
I wouldn't know, technologically how, to push it that far forward and wide enough to be able
Jack,
to...
don't be ridiculous. We have satellites to release.
All right, go back to doing that.
I mean, I'm sure that idea will happen in like 25 years.
Exactly.
We're going to need a lot more deaths, guys.
Yeah.
All right, a child accused of shooting 2 teenagers at an Orange County youth football practice over a damn bag of potato chips will remain in custody. The 11-year-old suspect was crying as he stood in front of a judge earlier today. He was ordered to remain behind bars for at least the next 21 days. Police say the boy was involved in a fight with 2 of his 13-year-old teammates in Apopka when he grabbed a gun from his mom's car and pulled the trigger on Monday night. Thankfully, the victims are expected to make full recoveries. The boy has been charged with second-degree attempted murder.
Shot through a kid to hit another kid.
Yeah, he shot him in the upper back.
That's how people got injured, is he shot through somebody, and then that bullet went into somebody else.
Crazy.
Kid
11 years old.
Which was the most heartbreaking part of that alert. All right, investigators with the Florida Department of Law Enforcement are asking for help in cracking what's described as one of the oldest active homicide cases in Florida. I have read about this story for years. The FDLE says James Norris flew from California to Miami back in October 1974 with a large amount of money to buy marijuana.
Okay.
About a year and a half later, skeletal remains eventually identified as those of Norris were found in northern Dixie County.
With the money right beside him?
That's right up in the panhandle, sure. Now, investigators believe people living in Citrus County, Panama City, and back down in Miami may have information that could help solve the case. Norris may have been known to people by the name of Richard Gunning. Okay. And just in case you think one of the oldest active homicide cases in Florida has no chance of being solved, get this next story. Investigators in the Panhandle are uncovering new details about the so-called happy face killer.
Oh, yeah.
Nearly 3 decades later.
Wow, really?
Okaloosa County Police have identified a 6th victim in connection to the 1990s murder spree as Suzanne Kellenberg. Authorities say Keith Jesperson, the happy face killer, so named because of the happy faces he drew on letters he sent to the media and police, admitted to killing the 34-year-old, but they were unable to connect the dots until they used recent new forensic technology. Kellenberg was found on I-10 near the town of Holt back in 1994 after she was picked up in Tampa. Jesperson reportedly confessed to killing at least 8 women he met while working as a cross-country trucker.
Yeah.
He is serving 7 life sentences out in Oregon. All right, on to baseball.
Man. What's wrong,
No,
Deb?
this
What's
next
wrong?
story, it just...
Please, I'm looking forward to this because I tried all day yesterday and could not find the Yankee game.
Oh.
I don't think that's what she's doing, Jack. But let's move forward and find out.
No, I just feel bad for the Rays, man. It doesn't look like Tampa Bay has caught playoff fever. The Rays hosted the Texas Rangers yesterday in Game 1 of the American League wild card round. How many people showed up at Tropicana Field?
Wow, and they're about to sink how much money into a new field?
Exactly. Oh, $1 billion. $1 billion.
15,000.
I heard it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I know.
Thank you for being honest. Ross?
I'll go 7,000.
Points, Jimmy, 20,000. 20,000 people.
That's shameful.
Yes.
That's a playoff game.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
I mean, the Yankees in second to last place to the Red Sox. Both those teams would have drawn more.
Exactly.
It's come on, Tampa.
Well,
you don't deserve a team.
No. Disagree wholeheartedly. Build those guys a new stadium.
Less than 20,000 people showed up at Tropicana Field, though StatHead.com reports that is the lowest attendance mark for a non-pandemic playoff game since 1919.
No.
Yes.
Oh, my God almighty.
104 years ago.
Yeah, baby.
You know it was
Go,
going
Tampa.
to be bad when you said, pre-non-COVID.
Right, exactly.
It's like, damn, dude, we're comparing it to when they weren't allowed in the stadium.
Now we're measuring by wars.
Yeah.
Back when Babe Ruth was a rookie.
Right, yeah.
Exactly. Texas came out on top 4-0. The Rays need to win today to avoid being eliminated. First pitch at the Trop is set for, it's set for 3:08. All right, meantime, it's do or die.
But no one's there.
No one's there.
But if no one's there to see it, did it happen?
Exactly, good point.
They're going to pause the game until people show up.
Is the new stadium actually in Tampa?
It's going to be exactly where this one is right now. It's literally going to be built in the parking lot of the Trop.
Yeah, it's not
so the distance thing doesn't help.
No, not at all.
It made Ross mumble.
Yeah. It made me age 10 years.
Well, in the meantime, it's do or die for the Marlins. The Phillies beat Miami 4-1 yesterday in Game 1 of their National League Wild Card Series in Philadelphia. The Marlins have to win Game 2 today to stay alive in the best-of-3 series. They don't seem intimidated by the challenge, though. Third baseman Jake Berger says it feels like they were playing must-win games the entire month of September, so they're kind of used to it. First pitch in that game, that's for tonight. That's set for 8:08.
Well, they're not feeling any pressure from their fans.
Right.
No, this is Miami.
No heckling.
Well, them too.
Yeah. Right. Well, the good news, the air quality is improving here in Florida. Smoke from those Canadian wildfires continues to linger across the state. You may notice it, but air quality alerts put in place have since been lifted. The air quality has improved to good in many parts of the Sunshine State, but does remain in the moderate or unhealthy range in other areas. The air quality can be checked at airnow.gov. All right, another rocket launch is set for tonight on the Space Coast. Jimmy. SpaceX planning to send up a Falcon 9 rocket from the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. The company is planning to send another batch of nearly 24 Starlink satellites into low Earth orbit later tonight. It will be the private space company's 50th launch from Florida. That's just this year. 50 launches, and it's just the beginning of October.
This is a hell of a pre-investment in a product. I mean, you talk about everything they've done to get this thing going. It's not even online yet. Like the Starlink
still in
thing?
its beta thing, I believe. The more than 3-hour launch window opens at 10:45 p.m. Weather conditions for the launch are 50% favorable, but if the weather doesn't hold up, there are backup opportunities scheduled through early Friday. And then finally, a new bill would name a portion of a very popular coastal highway in honor of the late Jimmy Buffett. The measure introduced last week would change the name of State Road A1A to Jimmy Buffett Memorial Highway, specifically where it runs through Palm Beach, Martin, St. Lucie, and Indian River counties. The famous Margaritaville singer released an album titled A1A back in 1974.
Can't get a DUI on that road.
He passed away from a rare type of skin cancer last month at the age of 76. Lawmakers are going to discuss the bill during the next legislative session, which kicks off in January.
Yeah, you actually have to blow a .3 to drive on it.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't hate the idea. I was never a big Buffett fan in the 90s. I appreciate him much more now.
Right.
But better than a politician.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I would agree with that 100%.
Or Rush Limbaugh.
Oh my!
Who already has
that
his
makes me
own
wanna
road here.
vomit.
I know.
Why can I only turn right?
That drug addict.
Oh, I love that.
Oh,
That's
yeah, he is.
Oh, yeah.
And he was a hypocrite of a drug addict as well.
He was a hypocrite across the board.
I know, but still, they'll need to be put in prison until he loses his hearing.
He's got a cool first name, though.
Yeah.
I've always been like, damn, why did he get that cool first name?
Yours is cooler, Ross.
Yeah, but it's Rush. I'm just saying.
And now you all are officially woke.
Thanks, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends. Real Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by attorney Mo DeWitt. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. Afternoon highs today will be reaching the mid-80s. A mix of sun and clouds is expected, and some spots will still be seeing those hazy skies, all thanks to the wildfire smoke from the Canadian wildfires. Warm and breezy with passing showers possible. Looks like it's going to be about 30% coverage. Heavy rain will be the main possibility, with winds out of the northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour.
This report is sponsored by Pfizer. Seems like COVID's everywhere again, but there's good news from Pfizer. This season's updated COVID-19 shots are now available for ages 6 months and up, and they're designed to better protect against recent variants. Ask your pharmacist or doctor and schedule at vaccines.gov. Sponsored by Pfizer.
You know, it's Wednesday. You know what that means at the Wing House? Every Wednesday at Wing House Bar and Grill, $14.99 gets you all you can eat boneless wings. That's right, only $14.99 any way you want, as much as you want. Every Wednesday right there at Wing House, only $14.99. And of course, when it comes to football, these guys have you covered. It's Wing House. Good food, beautifully served.
Peace of mind, don't delay. Pick up your phone and dial away. 888-40 today. Get it done today with Energy Today.
For 60 years, our team of expert electricians has been here to help you with all your energy needs, so there's no need to wait or worry when it comes to your electric. Right now, get $100 off any electrical service.
Peace of mind, don't delay. Pick up your phone and dial away. 888-40 today. Get it done today with Energy Today.
Orlando's newest entertainment destination is now open. Primrose Lanes welcomes you to our restaurant and bowling club. Visit primroselanes.com to reserve your lane and join us for happy hour every weekday at 4 p.m. for half-off cocktails.
I'm Ellie Anajar of Anajar and Levine. Injured in a car crash? Never rush to settle with insurance companies, and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar and Levine. Our experienced legal team will fight to win you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call me, Ellie Anajar, for a free consultation and take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando.
Ever been on a road trip and wondered about all the hidden history and locals-only stories that you might be passing?
With the Autio app, I'm always learning new things about the places I'm driving through.
The Autio app automatically delivers captivating stories about the natural wonders, local legends, and fascinating histories just beyond your car window. It's like having your own personal tour guide. Rediscover America your way with Autio. Available on iOS and Android.
International Diamond Center's values are so compelling, it's not unusual to see people here that are not local.
Every day, we have people that drive an hour and a half, even 2 hours.
IDC owner Keith LeClaire.
People are willing to drive because they've heard it's not a typical jewelry store.
For example, did you know IDC has one of the largest selections of luxury pre-owned Rolexes in America? Thousands of hard-to-find Rolex watches, Submariners, Daytonas, Pepsis, Batmans, all in perfect condition.
We scour the world world to find only the most pristine, super clean watches. We only carry the creme de la creme.
And like everything else at IDC, these watches are at a price that's guaranteed to give you maximum value.
We price them to win the customer, not lose a customer.
International Diamond Center for pre-owned Rolexes, exquisite rare diamonds, premium designer jewelry, and exceptional white glove service.
You're going to want to come to IDC. It's worth the drive.
International Diamond Center, 4 Orlando locations, and online at shopidc.com.
Once you get your hot stuff freshly grilled right in front of you at Jersey Mike's, I'll tell you, there's no going back to anything else. That'd be like going back to calling your friend on their home phone.
Hello, McDougal residence.
Hi, can Jerry come to Jersey Mike's?
Jerry! May I ask who's calling?
It's Danny.
It's Donnie! Pick up the phone! Yoo-hoo!
You know what? I'll call him when the cell phone gets invented. Nope. There's no going back once you get it freshly grilled. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Hear the latest news from the headlines on your phone. Download the free iHeartRadio app for exclusive live coverage of breaking news. From what's happening where you live to what's happening across the country. Live from the center of the story. Listen for free anywhere, anytime. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Jesse Kelly here. Do you feel protected? My personal protection plan is owning gold. The Oxford Gold Group helps you buy gold to have on hand or convert it into your 401k. If things get weird, I have gold on hand. I like that. You can buy coins or convert part of your 401k with the Oxford Gold Group. It's easy and safe. 833-995-GOLD. That's 833-995-GOLD. 833-995-GOLD.
You guys should come over for a cookout.
Frank?
Let me know if you need to borrow the mower.
Frank, wake up. You're being neighborly in your sleep again.
With no down payments or PMI, a top VA lender like Navy Federal Credit Union will get you excited about being a homeowner.
Trash pickups on Tuesdays.
Learn more at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA Equal Housing Lender. Membership required. Loan subject to approval. Call 1-888-842-6328 for details about credit costs and terms.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Obviously, this is why YouTube was created. Obviously, at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. You know, it's funny about Beck. I was, when we were in New York, sitting at a cafe, we were actually at Junior's getting a piece of cheesecake, and we're sitting there, and people in New York, it's odd. Everybody tries to, just kind of purport, like New Yorkers are really kind of to themselves. They don't really want to talk to you about anything or anything like that. Can I tell you, we couldn't shut them up. we couldn't shut them up. Every time we stopped somewhere, somebody started a conversation with us, whether it be on the subway, waiting for the subway, waiting for the bus.
Really?
People just started talking to us. I don't know if it's
Really?
because they kind of got the idea we were from out of town and just kind of finding out what we're about, but we really had no problem getting conversations about anything. So we're sitting there, and this guy just stripes up a conversation. He's a little bit older than me. He's probably in his early 60s. And we started talking, and I was like, well, he said he wasn't from there either. And I said, well, why are you in town? He's actually from upstate. I said, why are you in town? He goes, I'm going to the Beck show. And I was like, Beck? I didn't even know Beck toured anymore. He goes, no, he's playing this incredible show. He's around. You just don't hear about him much anymore. But, yeah, apparently he was playing some giant show in New York that weekend, and it was a big, big deal.
So Beck is playing tonight at Steinmetz Hall.
Is he really?
With the Royal Philharmonic.
That's it.
That's right.
That's exactly what he was doing. He was traveling around doing that in other cities as well, because I knew there was something unique about it.
And we have a poker friend who won some money last night and took that money and bought a ticket to see Beck tonight.
Are you serious?
I am dead serious.
Do I know? Obviously, I know this person.
It's a source.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
my source.
Same source that told you I got lucky to break even last night? Is that what it was?
Not that you got lucky, but that you did break even, but that you mumbled a lot after many hands.
A lot of harumphing last night at the card game from your boy. I'm telling you.
Oh, shocker.
A lot of self-mumble.
I like Beck. I love his music. He had that Morning album that I absolutely adored for like 4 months of my life, but there's a problem with me and Beck.
Why is that?
Every time I see him, I'm like, dude, that's just like the after photo of me.
Buddy, let me tell you, when he hit, I think you were just being born, maybe not even, with the album I think was called Odelay, was the very first one that was the song that was, and nobody even knew how to take him. Like he was a real kind of groundbreaker when he hit in the early 90s, mid 90s. Like nobody knew what to think about him. You know, because he wrote all of his stuff. He plays a lot of the own instruments. He does this, all of his sampling. The lyrics were complete non sequiturs. It was just kind of really odd music, but very, very catchy and impossible not to like.
I think he was also one of the victim of one of the Kanye rants because one of the years that he won.
Oh, did Kanye rip the award out of his arms too?
He didn't physically do that, but Kanye made the claim that no one had a better performance than, and I don't know if it was Beyonce at the time, but it was a year that he won for something, and it was an award that, you know, she didn't win, or I forget. I just remember him winning a year that Kanye kind of trashed everybody.
Yeah. Well, he's very talented and a lot of fun, and I enjoy his music for sure. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. Let's talk TV real quick. Yeah, you got something?
No, it's just that Beck is so talented. He actually, you're right, Jack. Kanye went off. I think he took a shot at Beck, and then later on, Kanye apologized. He said, "I was wrong to say a man who plays 14 instruments isn't any bit talented. Doesn't respect artistry." So that's how good Beck is. He made Kanye feel something. That's impressive.
For somebody other than himself.
Yeah, I was wrong to say a man who plays 14 instruments doesn't respect artistry.
That's so funny.
Is the quote from Kanye.
Yeah, because he wouldn't say that about Prince, and Prince played a bunch, and you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of cool. I'm dying to hear some or see some footage from that. I would love to see hear what that looks like. Or hear what that sounds like, you know, with Beck at the Philharmonic.
Let me text my source.
Yeah, please do.
If you, all right, I'll talk to you on the break.
Yeah. So I got a quick question. Now we talked about my love of television and and odd television, and it's really not my love; it's my wife's love.
I love how you say TV.
Yeah.
It's a fun time.
Yeah, TV.
It brings me back.
But my last Friday, my favorite show, not ever. But it's in my top 5 favorite shows of all time premiered last week.
Call it a top 4. You can call it a Mount Rushmore.
No, top 5. It's
then
on
call
top
it
4.
5. If you can't call it Mount Rushmore, it's 5.
I'm adding one to Rushmore.
All right. The Native American one.
No. What do you think it is? It's so good. Can I tell you? I will tell you straight up.
It's so hard. Jimmy, you swore up and down that we were going to love before the 90-day fiance,
or
I don't know what was that.
You don't have any. Your problem is you can't think outside the box when it comes to entertainment. That's your problem.
Okay, Dr. Pimple Popper.
You're too boxed in. I'm telling you, that's not me. That's my wife.
This is a show and it's ending?
No, it just started. Actually, the 11th season of this show, and I will tell you, I believe it's perfect television.
So it's not crapopolis.
I think it's perfect TV. And I tell you as well, I believe the more people that would watch this show, it makes you a better person. No question. These people have absolutely mastered this kind of television, and it's not even debatable. It's one of the biggest shows in the world.
I was going to say, what would you do? But
it's one of the biggest shows on planet Earth. One of the most watched shows ever, and I know why. Because it's perfect.
Shameless.
No.
60 Minutes.
No. It is the television version of It's a Wonderful Life. That's how it makes you feel every episode. It's the Great British Baking Show.
Oh God.
No,
every year we go
how
through
dare
this.
you?
I heard great things about this show.
How dare you have that reaction?
Mostly from Jim.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I have heard good things about this show.
I have too.
It's as good as I think it's what everybody who made one of those kind of feel-good reality TV shows was after. but they failed, and the Brits have killed it. This show is so unbelievably good. You feel better as a person when you watch it. You wind up cheering for people rather than hating on them. There is no bad guy on the show. They don't need it. The hosts are perfect. The contest is great. Everything about that show is great. Every single thing about it is wonderful. First episode last week. It's a Netflix product if you want to try it. But I'm telling you, don't poo-poo it. The Great British Baking Show. It's fun. It's smart. It's shot well. They cast it perfectly. Can't get better than that. Can't. It's absolutely, it's date-worthy television.
He's leaving the room on that remark. He just got up and left.
And I only had one question. If you please, do you watch the Great British Baking Show the same way you do your crossword puzzles? And for those who don't have the mental picture,
Glasses on the end of his nose.
he has a blanket over his legs.
Oh, no.
And then he probably doesn't wear the forehead light because he doesn't need that.
I don't need it anymore, but I did used to wear it. I
He
have
had a
one
forehead
still.
light and a blanket over your your legs.
A miner's lamp.
A miner's lamp. Oh, even better. 7 dwarfs. Here we are.
So you were mining for grammar. Mining for answers.
My wife walked into my room one day, and that exact scene that Deb just set up was real. AF, real. There I am, sitting there in my dros.
Yep.
Blanket over my legs, dog on my lap, glasses at the end of my nose, mining lamp on my forehead so I can see my crossword puzzle. My wife opens the door and just shut it, and as she's walking away, she goes, "No." Nope.
Yeah, there's no way.
Nope.
She didn't go into this marriage thinking like, yeah, I fell in love with terminally ill Santa Claus.
She's like, can't bang that. Sorry. Oh, yeah, I'm like the bad guy in It's a Wonderful Life. I'm like the old banker.
And then you just look at her and go, now hand me my strawberry candies.
With my mother.
You know the ones with the wrappers that look like strawberries?
407-916.
Sometimes they fool me. Sometimes I eat them with the wrappers on. They're not strawberries, though. You got to unwrap them.
Your Groucho is way better than you think. All right, back in a sec with Animal House. Hang loose.
Dave Chappelle, It's a Celebration, coming to Amway Center November 2nd. Tickets available now at Ticketmaster.com. Plus, you can enter to win them at realradio.fm/contest.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center, they specialize in one-of-a-kind custom-designed jewelry. goldsmithjewelry.com.
Delays continue on I-4 this afternoon in the usual spots as you travel east and westbound by the major attractions exits and through downtown. There is accident activity reported westbound just before Parr Street. Another crash causing delays northbound on the Turnpike that's reportedly blocking the roadway near 192. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Pfizer. Seems like COVID's everywhere again, but there's good news from Pfizer. This season's updated COVID-19 shots are now available for ages 6 months and up, and they're designed to better protect against recent variants. Ask your pharmacist.
80s, it was kind of crumbling, didn't smell real good. The water had gotten behind the tile, started kind of stinking a little bit. It was an embarrassment, to be honest with you, and it kept me from having family events at my house. We would always wind up at somebody else's house. But you know what? That is because I didn't have Rebath back then, because right now Rebath, they can get rid of everything I just said and get you a beautiful bathroom that's trendy, that looks good, that really complements your home. And they do this by containing everything in-house. They install the products, it's all right there. They install these bathrooms in just 4 to 6 days. They do it with their employees. That means you're not going to see a different team of subcontractors in your house for months at a time, and they give you a lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. And you don't suffer from the products. Matter of fact, they have a warehouse catalog full of cool stuff for you to pick from to make your bathroom exactly how you want it, including natural stone like travertine and marble. All the lighting and toilets and tubs and styles and cabinetry, it's all there. Pick out what you like. Their design team will even help you out to make sure you nail it on the first try. Hop online, look at the before and afters. That's rebathmidfla.com. Then book your appointment, because your bathroom is right there in Altamont at rebathmidfla.com.
There's more to an Alzheimer's Association walk to end Alzheimer's than just walking, and even more reasons to join us. For a different future, for families, for more time, for treatments. We're closer than ever to stopping Alzheimer's, but to get there, we need you. Join us for Walk to End Alzheimer's Orlando in partnership with the Williams Family Foundation on Saturday, October 7th at the Walt Disney Amphitheater at Lake Eola. Register today at alz.org/Orlando Walk.
Embarrassed by ugly yellow toe fungus?
Living with toe fungus it's embarrassing. I was afraid to take my socks off. I hid my yellow and crumbly toes from everybody.
Introducing Crystal Flush. Crystal Flush is the only FDA-registered 2-in-1 home treatment that attacks your toe fungus from both the inside and out. Crystal Flush's new and different combination system knocks out toe fungus for good. Guaranteed.
Crystal Flush is different. After just a few weeks, my fungus was gone. I mean, 100% disappeared. Crystal Flush was the only thing that ever worked. So if you're skeptical because you tried a bunch of other stuff, Crystal Flush is different. This is a game changer.
Crystal Flush is now available without a prescription, but it is not available in stores. Get your risk-free supply today. Go to crystalflush.com. That's CRYSTAL flush.com. Stop being embarrassed by ugly yellow toenails. Go to crystalflush.com or call 800-204-4484.
Steve Kramer here with a divorce tip. Inheritance isn't a marital asset unless you handle the money wrong or your divorce wrong. Then you can lose it to your ex. Call Trenley and Kramer, TK Law. We do divorce. OneFirmForLife.com.
The annoying runny nose, the constant sneezing, the itchiness, and battle just to catch your breath. If you suffer from seasonal allergies, sinusitis, or nagging sinus congestion, there's a natural, easy-to-use solution that can help provide fast, drug-free relief. It's called Navage, and it uses powered suction to rinse your nasal passages in seconds. Millions of people use Navage daily to help provide relief from seasonal allergies and sinus congestion. Medications treat the symptoms, but Navage treats the problem at the source, flushing out the allergens and pollen trapped in your nose. Navage also helps wash out airborne bacteria, dust, dirt, and viruses quickly and painlessly so you can get back to breathing clearly again. Say goodbye to sinus suffering and hello to better breathing with Navage. Navage is available at Walmart, Walgreens, Target, CVS, Rite Aid, and online at Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
It's game day at Jim's house, and the spread is impressive.
Mike's already done some damage with the hot wings, and now he's dropping back and going deep for another slice of pizza.
I sure hope he brought the Pepto.
Mike knows the Pepto-Bismol provides fast 5-symptom relief from unexpected stomach upsets. He's no rookie.
The way he's throwing back those nachos, he's the GOAT.
Be ready for game day with Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
You have allergies and you need relief, but you're tired of taking over-the-counter meds. Maybe you've thought, I don't have time to deal with it, and is there really a better solution out there? We've got you covered. And trust me when I say it's easier than you think. The most common thing we hear, I wish I would have come sooner. Set an appointment today with Aspire Allergy and Sinus and say goodbye to allergies. For good, go to AspireAllergy.com to book your appointment. That's AspireAllergy.com.
Are you all worked up and working too much? You know what y'all need? Y'all need to chill out. Y'all need to have fun. Y'all need some adventure. Why? Y'all need Gatorland. How do we know? Ain't no one got more animals, more gators, or more fun than Gatorland. And now, Florida residents get what they need for less, with $16.50 admission now through the end of October. We know what y'all need. Y'all need Gatorland.
This hour of Real Radio 104.1, sponsored by FloridaJobsNow.com, coming October 11th.
If you suffered an injury at a place of business, dial Pound Law. That's all. Morgan & Morgan.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Holiday magic. Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. CHECK. That's check. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may the odds be ever in your favor.
If you don't know what web goals are, consider yourself lucky. If you feel like helping out, go to JimColbertLive.com and look at stuff.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Your 4 o'clock keyword to win that $1,000. Well, it's check. CHECK. Get over to realradio.fm and send that off for your chance at $1,000. Remember this, if you're playing the game, got to keep your phone near you. That's how they tell you you've won. Check is your 4 o'clock keyword, guys. Good luck. We hope you win that money. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. Let's do Animal House.
She likes them fuzzy, furry, feathery, tough, and scaly. It's time for Animal House with Deborah Roberts.
All right, Animal House is generously brought to you each and every week by personal injury attorney Glenn Klausman of Klausman Law. I'll tell you how to get in touch with Glenn at the end of Animal House. But now please join me in welcoming our usual guest, the Central Florida Zoo. Today we have Taylor, we have Crystal, and we have Dillo, the armadillo.
Yeah!
Yay!
Oh, yeah. I like its name.
I was just looking at Crystal during the introductions. Nobody geeks more about this than she does. She loves it. She's got an infectious smile.
She does.
How passionate she is for this entire thing. It's cool having you in. Thank you. And get your mic on there.
There you go. Hit the little red button there. There you go. Right up there.
Awesome. Now you're alive.
Yay!
And we have a noob.
We do have a noob.
Hello.
How you doing, Taylor?
I'm great. I love Dillo. Look at how cute he is.
Yeah, it's the greatest. Now, you did bring us an armadillo in, one of my least favorite animals on planet Earth.
Which is why he's probably hiding.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
And I think why is just how they look. And I don't mean any disrespect to Dillo, because I'm sure he's a great armadillo.
He is. He's a great guy.
But they remind me of big bugs. That's why it just reminds me of a big bug. And that's why it kind of freaks me out a little bit. I'm not a giant bug guy, and he just kind of reminds me of a big bug.
I understand. He is a bug guy in a different way, though.
Yeah.
So if you're not a bug fan, he will eat those bugs for you.
Now, that's interesting because they do root through my yard all the time because I live rurally, so I have a bunch of area there. So I come out and I know that there's rooting in my yard, and I know it's always those guys. What are they digging for?
Well, they're digging for bugs. So they are an insectivore. So vor is to eat, insect is bug. They love to eat insects. So they're digging around looking for things like grubs, other kind of bugs that like to burrow underneath the soil. They also will eat things like fungus as well. So fungus will start from the soil, come up like mushrooms is something that we're familiar with. So they'll root around, they'll dig around for fungus and for bugs, and then they'll eat things like fruits and seeds as well.
Really?
So they're actually it sounds like they're actually beneficial.
Yeah, yes and no. So
do they root a lot? Because that's a
root
problem.
A lot. That can kind of aerate your soil a little bit and allow for other things to grow. But depending, like if you have a nice, beautiful garden, that probably would not be too beneficial because they will rip all that up.
So they've torn up my sod in a few places. The only thing I don't freak out about it, to be honest with you, is it grows back, and you're right. It just kind of aerates it. It looks crappy for a couple days, but for the most part, it just does a good job of doing that, of just kind of making it, it just grows right back. I did want to ask a thing about the bugs. Do they have a sensing mechanism?
Ooh, good.
Or do they just do it random?
So they
listen to Crystal. She's like, dude, you have no idea how fascinating.
I'm going to tell him so bad.
Dillo is so cool, dude.
He's really cool. So they have a really long nose, and animals that have really long noses, you have more space to put like sensory receptors. So he can actually smell bugs and other things like fungus under the dirt. So he'll root around, sniff around, and then when he finds something, particularly like ants or termites that live together in colonies or mounds, he's like, yeah, I hit the jackpot.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Don't they release like a gas, or they release something, don't they, where they can smell it through the soil like that? Is it seeps up? Is that how they get it?
I'm not too sure about that.
Yeah.
That specific kind of way why bugs smell, but he can smell them, which is good for him.
So armadillos are essentially just like old dudes on a beach with a metal detector. Just like all the time.
Absolutely what they are. That's such a good reference. That's exactly what they look like. Like if you watch them in the backyard at night, they're literally like just kind of like almost rubbing their noses on the ground.
Oh, really?
Because they're just sniffing.
Are they very social animals? I don't see them running in packs or anything. Are they loners?
Like a group text?
They're loners.
Yeah. You want to go ahead and answer that one?
They're loners when they become adults. But so if you see a group together, it's probably a mom and her babies.
Really?
So fun thing about the armadillos is the females, when they get pregnant, they will get pregnant with 4 identical babies.
Nice.
So 4 quadruplets, they all are from the same egg. and use the same placenta for nutrients every single time. And that's really the only time you'll see them together in groups.
Wow.
How do they find mates?
How do they
sniffing.
mate?
Good clone, nice car.
Yeah, exactly.
like
That's
everybody.
exactly it.
Yeah, how do they swipe right?
How do they get past the shell?
Yeah, there's a long mechanism.
Really?
Armadillos are packing?
Yeah.
No way. Like what are we talking about here?
Oh,
Is it Tommy Lee kind of thing?
She laughs because she knows.
I don't know. I seen one of those before. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
And it is probably I think I've read like 11 inches long or something.
Wow.
But it kind of curls up.
Mad respect for Dillo now, huh?
But it's like,
So if it curls up, is it 11 inches pulled? Or is it 11 inches curled? I'm essentially, is it a grower or a shower?
Ross.
it's not a shower.
These people are professional.
All right,
Yeah, exactly.
but I got my answer.
They came here for help.
Dillo's trying to hide his face
He's
now.
like, oh, God.
I wish I was an armadillo, dude.
So what are there behavior differences between the males and the females? Like, do you have to keep them apart from each other unless they're mating because they'll fight? Or are they a pretty chill species that,
So the only ones that we have at the zoo, they're both males. And we do keep them separate from one another, but that's mostly because of like differences of when they were acquired and things like that. I'm not too sure about if like males and females were housed together, how their behavior might be, but it could be a seasonal thing as well. When it's time to reproduce, then their behavior changes, and then after the reproductive season, they just go back to being normal.
I was going to say, now, do you ever walk by their enclosure with these two males and hear them going, oh, yeah, check this out?
Oh my, I wish. They are asleep a lot of the time when we walk by their enclosures.
Really?
They are nocturnal animals, and we're at the zoo for the most part during the daytime.
Right. Now, go back to their mating habits. Do they have a specific way that they attract mates, or is there a mating ritual, or do they do anything? Like you said, you won't have two males together. I just assume maybe it was because they're gonna butt heads for dominance. I mean, I know that alpha thing's big in the animal world.
Well, something that is very cool along the lines of mating doesn't really so much affect the males as it affects the females.
Always, isn't that the case?
Absolutely. So females, aside from being able to have like 4 identical babies, they can actually store, for lack of a better term, sperm for a prolonged amount of time until they're like, okay, I have reached a good weight, or I have found a good place to dig a burrow and have my babies.
So they can get the seed from the male and then hold on to it until they think it's a good time.
Yeah, I know, Crystal. We would never do that.
Oh, well, oh God, we need that in so many humans.
Yeah, right.
We need that in so many humans.
We suck. We have to refrigerate it and stuff.
Yeah.
So
just hold it.
So I'm curious though. Talk to me about leprosy, because not many animals do we get on Animal House that I'm like, oh, that one's known for a biblical disease.
I knew it.
Is it a stereotype? Is it true?
It's not. It's to a small percentage. It is true. It is possible. Leprosy is an internal bacteria. So mostly, if they have it, it's believed that it was originally contracted from human to armadillo. So
I don't even want to
they
think
just
about
kind of
that.
carried it on. Not so much here in the States. It's
Really?
not as much as a problem.
Yeah.
Or at least in this area, different areas.
So
different
don't go
things.
killing armadillos because you
Right.
think they're
And
carriers
it's
of
also,
leprosy.
you'd have to eat it.
Oh.
So they used to call the armadillo the poor man's pork because there's so many.
Yeah.
And just shoot them, kill them.
Yeah, black.
Yeah.
Easy. Big.
Easy. Please stop. That's my hometown we're talking about, buddy.
Ooh, black and dessert.
So as long
a
as you're
P-Town
not trying
roast.
to eat them. Did you eat a lot?
No, I never ate.
Just checking.
Stop. You stop. And you're cool now, but we have to reconsider some things. I've never eaten an armadillo, young lady.
She literally looked at him. I think you just killed Jack.
I won't give within 5 feet of it. A fork's not going to make it easier.
She looked so sweetly at him. Did you eat a lot? Did you eat a lot of armadillo and Palatka?
Is that why you're fat? Is that why, big boy?
Is that what
You
happened?
get fatty?
Was it armadillo meat? So I know folks are going to have a lot of cool opportunities coming up, especially this month. We've got finally some beautiful cooler weather coming into Central Florida and a couple of really cool events. So we've only got about a minute left, but what can you guys tell me coming up at the Central Florida Zoo?
We have our Zoo Boo Bash. That's a big event. This year we're doing it 3 weekends rather than, I think we normally just do it 2. So it's going to be the last 3 weekends of October. That's a lot of fun. Come. Hopefully it's nice, cool weather.
Yeah.
You can wear your costumes, bring a little goodie bag, collect some goodies all around the zoo. It's so much fun. And it's through, I think, until 3 p.m. or something like that. It's a lot of fun. And what else? What else we got going
on? Asian Lantern Festival.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite time
Yes.
of year.
Absolutely.
And you guys sell out always.
Almost always.
And the ticket sales already going fast?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, they just went up for sale. So.
And what I tell people when they ask me about the Lantern Fest, I say, look, Friday and Saturdays, it sells out almost immediately. So you really, if you want to go on one of those weekend nights and make a really big thing out of it, I mean, you can get in during the week, no problem. But if you want to do that special time, get in there and get them early. That way you just guarantee that you don't have to worry about not getting them. Because what happens is once the digital once the video media television stations start showing it, people start losing their minds, because we can sit here and say Lantern Festival and you're like, oh, that sounds cool. And then you Google it and you lose your mind. You've never seen anything like it. Not to mention it's against that stark black background that is the zoo at night. Because it's got a big canopy of trees, so nothing gets through there. So you get these beautiful, bright, vibrant lights in a really dark, contrasting background, and it's game-changing, man. It's really, really awesome.
It is. It's fun. It's a great date night.
Yeah, it is. Because one year, didn't you have like a 40-foot lit-up dragon or something like that?
That was me.
Well, I tell people to go there and take their Christmas pictures there.
Oh, yeah. It's a beautiful spot.
Yeah, some people come dressed up.
Yeah, that's right.
Just for that. They'll take photos. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Absolutely stunning is what it is.
And where do folks go to get tickets for Zubu Bash as well as the Asian Lantern Festival?
You can go to our website at centralfloridazoo.org, and all the information's there.
And of course, I'll be posting the Animal House podcast later on today. But Crystal, Taylor, and Dillo, thank you guys so much for coming and visiting us.
Thank you for having
Yay!
us.
Now go let Jimmy hold Dillo.
No, we're not doing that.
You might take a bite.
You and I need to talk about your comments.
And as always, listen, if you've been in a car, truck, or a motorcycle accident, here's just a couple of reasons why you need to call Glenn Klausman over at Klausman Law. One, he never passes you off to a caseworker. Glenn is going to personally handle your case, so much so that he's going to give you his personal cell phone number and then pick it up when you call. Just 2 reasons why year after year he is voted super lawyer and legal elite. He's also an animal lover, though, and a true friend of the show. So if you've been in an accident, give him a call, 407-917-1718, or check him out online at klausmanlaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN law.com. Oh, Dillo's getting a drink of water. He's so cute.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Check is your 4 o'clock keyword, CHECK. Go to realradio.fm and send that off for your chance at $1,000. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
So we no longer have our blue check mark.
Actually, it was a white check mark surrounded by blue.
Don't be that guy.
Okay.
We're still at Real Radio 1041 on Twitter, powered by Anna Jar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Klausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Klausman Law. KlausmanLaw.com.
Looking at delays on I-4 right now due to a crash blocking the left shoulder westbound on the interstate near Sand Lake Road. Looking at delays due to an accident reported on Alafaya Trail northbound at Curry Ford Road. Another crash causing northbound delays on the turnpike blocking the right lane near OBT. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Whoa, what happened to my grocery store?
This is your grocery store.
No, this is
a farmer's market?
Yes.
Any grocery store is like a farmer's market when you shop Fresh from Florida. Fresh from Florida brings the farmer's market to wherever you buy groceries. Look for our logo or ask for Fresh from Florida.
Inflation running high. Nobody knows when that's going to level out. Buy your windows and doors right now at FAS Windows and Doors and lock in your price. That's smart business. Window and door showroom right there in Central Florida. It's one of the biggest ones. 38 unique windows on display for you to operate. Pick out your favorites. Have them installed. Your house will love you for it. These are all built with impact-resistant glass. Security, noise reduction, and maximum efficiency is what you get from that. Full selection of hurricane windows and doors. Estimates are always free. They always give you tons of options. Look, there's no reason not to try these guys out. If you're looking for windows and doors, they have the best out there and have rebates of $55 per window and $95 per door. All these products have a lifetime warranty, so you can't lose there. And they do have no money down, no interest payments for 12 months available as well. Their showroom easy to find, Fairbanks and I-4. Slide in, pick out your windows, have them installed. Your house will feel so amazing. It'll be so quiet and so much more secure. Your AC will work less, which means it'll last longer, and your energy bills will drop. Hop online today and get your appointment set at faswd.com.
Experience an incredible evening with Harry Connick Jr. and the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. drphillipscenter.org.
Peace of mind, don't delay. Pick up your phone and dial away. 888-40 today. Get it done today with Plumbing Today.
For 60 years, our team of trusted, reliable plumbers has been here to help you with all your plumbing needs. Right now, unclogging any drain is $93 or it's free. That's $93 or free.
Peace of mind, don't delay. Pick up your phone and dial away. 888-40 today. Get it done today with Plumbing Today.
The annoying runny nose, the constant sneezing, the itchiness, and battle just to catch your breath. If you suffer from seasonal allergies, sinusitis, or nagging sinus congestion, there's a natural, easy-to-use solution that can help provide fast, drug-free relief. It's called Navage, and it uses powered suction to rinse your nasal passages in seconds. Millions of people use Navage daily to help provide relief from seasonal allergies and sinus congestion. Medications treat the symptoms, but Navage treats the problem at the source, flushing out the allergens and pollen trapped in your nose. Navage also helps wash out airborne bacteria, dust, dirt, and viruses quickly and painlessly, so you can get back to breathing clearly again. Say goodbye to sinus suffering and hello to better breathing with Navage. Navage is available at Walmart, Walgreens, Target, CVS, Rite Aid, and online at Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go, shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
The Alter Eagles live in concert, the definitive Eagles tribute.
Welcome to the Hotel California.
October 12th at the Wharf Sunset Walk, on sale now, performing all of the Eagles' greatest hits.
Take it to the limit one more time.
Experience the intimate atmosphere of the Wharf Sunset Walk. Doors and dinner open at 5 p.m., showtime 7 p.m. The Alter Eagles live in concert. Tickets at sunsetwalk.com.
It's game day at Jim's house, and the spread is impressive.
Mike's already done some damage with the hot wings, and now he's dropping back and going deep for another slice of pizza.
I sure hope he brought the Pepto.
Mike knows the Pepto-Bismol provides fast 5-symptom relief from unexpected stomach upsets. He's no rookie.
The way he's throwing back those nachos, he's the GOAT.
Be ready for game day with Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Attention! Our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. It's only for the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. They give you up to a year and a half to travel, but you must be one of the first 50 to text MUSIC to 96551. Grab your phone and text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. That's MUSIC to 96551. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551 and get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. But you must be one of the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. Text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to go on vacation to Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico.
Why is iHeartRadio the #1 streaming radio app? Free music.
Free live radio stations from all over the country.
Free podcasts.
Free playlists.
Free contests. Free artist radio stations.
Commercial-free stations.
It's free.
I love iHeartRadio. Join the millions of music, radio, and podcast fans on the #1 streaming radio app now.
iHeartRadio.
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 Free never sounded so good.
Injured? Hire the largest injury firm in the world. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
There's only one place to watch this nonsense. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
The best Beck song is a little-known, soulful, deep cut entitled Deborah. I wanna get with you, girl, and your sister. I think her name is Deborah. I'm not kidding. Check it out.
Well, that version sucked. Is this it?
I met you at JC Penny.
Oh, hell.
I think your name tag.
He's reading your diary.
I said Jenny.
Jenny.
A cool step to you. Like a fruit.
All right, 407-916-1041. I disagree, sir. I do not think that's the best song he ever wrote. And I've only heard 40 seconds of it. I'm going to step on a limb and say this is not the one, bud. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 7. It's cool, though.
Yeah.
Who does that sound like? I'm trying to figure out how that voice sounds like.
Get with you.
It's a black dude.
Prince?
No.
I wanna get with you.
Somebody out there knows what I'm talking about.
I'm still waiting to hear Deborah.
Yeah, me too. Oh, there, your sister.
Sister.
There you go. I think her name's Deborah. My best part is I think it is. I'm sure of it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I want to get with you and your sister. I think her name is Deborah.
Right.
Classy.
It is, isn't it? Just romance.
He's so in love that he's sure her name is Deborah. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. Your 4 o'clock keyword is check, CHECK. Go to realradio.fm, send it away, and win that dough.
I love their cola.
To be fair, Jimmy, I don't think he looked above the name tag.
No, I don't think he did either.
Yeah.
So we were talking about television a little bit earlier in the show when I told you guys the best show on TV was The Great British Baking Show. Only one episode in if you want to catch up.
I've heard it's a great, wholesome show.
It is. It's very good.
My first initial reaction is, all right, time to make fun of Jim again. But the thing is that I can't because I've heard nothing but the show made me cry, and it's also made me really good at making a baker's dozen of blueberry muffins.
Here's the thing. It's just hard to find something on American television that you feel good about watching.
That's why Ted Lasso found so much success.
I agree with that 1,000%. And where is that based?
Yeah.
It's not based here in America. The shows that are based here in America, the reality shows, they rely on that confrontation, that angst and stuff. And over there, they don't. It's not like that at all. There's not even an ounce of it.
In that show, but I mean, Big Brother.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, those shows. Speaking of, I mean, have you seen anything of The Golden Bachelor?
No, but I hear it's unreal. Is it bad? I've heard it's killing.
What? Good or bad?
Oh, I haven't watched it. I've seen some clips of it when the women introduced themselves. Let's just put it this way. One woman said to the guy, "You see these heels?" And he said, "Yes." And she says, "Well, at least you know that means I'm comfortable with 6 inches."
Oh, okay. I'll make a note to watch that. I like to see old broads get loose. It's fun.
Oh my God!
It's fun when these old broads are like, I'm out to get it. So I want to find me a man for the rest of this ride.
At the beginning of the writer's strike, and I was considering, well, should I cancel my streaming services, to support the strikers because I'm pro-union, and I know they didn't officially ask that yet, so I just, did nothing.
The American way.
American way.
Said in unison when no one knew what they were talking about.
So
they do.
now that they're coming out and they're all talking about the streaming services raising their prices, I'm trying to reevaluate what I watch and what I need and what I should be doing.
Right.
And I legitimately want to cut out things like the biggest expensive ones are the Max, the HBO Max, and Netflix, right? And Microsoft. I think you're going. So I want to cut those out, but what I realize is a lot of our what'd you do that's new kind of live in those things. So
well, okay, so let's talk about that because that's exactly the topic. Who do you think is the number one streaming service for overall satisfaction right now?
Disney Plus.
Netflix.
I'm gonna go HBO. I don't know.
Apple TV Plus.
Max is the winner.
Is it?
So Max is the number one streamer for overall satisfaction, while Netflix is
fourth.
Last.
Second.
Sixth.
Whoa.
And what makes this so extreme?
I think we all get that point.
Yeah. What makes this so extreme is where things were just 2 years ago when Netflix was the dominant service, but now things have changed a lot.
Did they say why?
Well, I mean, there's a number of reasons. One of them is, by the way, this is how it goes. It goes, let me double check this, Max. And it goes Max, Hulu, Disney Plus, Apple TV, Paramount, then Netflix, then Prime. And I don't.
Wow, yeah.
It says it leads in satisfaction among subscription streaming services for quality of original content, variety of original content, and the perceived value of the service. Now, I use Hulu. I have Prime, and I have Netflix.
Yeah.
And I have Apple Plus. I have all these services, but I use Hulu the most because that's where I get my normal television broadcasting
your
from.
live TV.
My live TV comes from Hulu.
So not only do you have Hulu, you should also clarify that you have Hulu Live TV.
Yeah, I do have Hulu Live TV.
That's the super big dog version of Hulu.
Yeah, that's $80 a month or whatever it is. That's
because when you say like I use Hulu, people are like, all right, I guess he likes little Dave, you know. But you're using it as your cable
as TV
substitute.
Because you guys use YouTube, right?
I use YouTube TV.
Okay, never mind. Because I can't get that secret code.
It's not even mentioned. By the way, YouTube doesn't even come up in this.
Well,
I mean, again, they just stream live TV, right? Do they also have movies and stuff like that as well?
That's what I wanted to ask Jack because Chris is like, oh, you should cut this. And I'm like, well, I don't know if YouTube TV covers all the local channels, plus the most important investigation discovery.
I believe. Now, I don't have YouTube TV.
Okay.
I did for, and it was a great product, but immediately, I think I came in at $40, then it went up to $45, and then it just started creeping up. It was just like another cable service, except it's streaming. So YouTube TV is very similar to Hulu TV,
right?
Live TV, and and they do have the cable channels and the local channels.
Except now I need YouTube to be able to watch my Packer games.
Yeah. And I like the fact that you can go into Hulu and you can design your own, your favorites or whatever.
Yeah.
Just pick up the ones you like so you don't have to go through the entire list. Because there's a lot of channels, man. And they do have a lot of movie channels. But it says, and what's weird, though, with all of this information is that Netflix, even though it comes in sixth when it comes to offering the best services, and it gets beaten by all the big names we know, it still remains the most indispensable service. In other words, the percentage of respondents saying if they only had one to choose, they would wind up choosing Netflix. Which is kind of weird, though, man.
It does seem weird, but and that's why I'm trying to decide if I'm going to cut one out. I mean, I have Paramount Plus, and
do you still have that one that I had suggested for the cat documentary?
No, for that I don't know. I get charged on my credit card every month, but it's a donation. It's a donation to PBS.
Okay, that's right. It was a PBS thing.
It was a PBS thing.
So you should be saying thank you.
Because I should be doing that anyway.
And every time you try to cancel it, God's watching.
That's exactly. I've tried like 6 times, and I'm like, no, it's only $5 a month.
Right.
PBS. I gotta do it.
407-916-1041.
I use their stuff.
Ross, we have a caller. What's this guy want?
So we always say on air, like, hey, man, if you got a problem, give us a ring-a-ding.
That's right. You don't have to wait for us to bring something up. If you got an issue, call us.
Well, that's exactly what Kevin did. He has a small problem. I believe he won something big in a raffle, and he's trying to get permission from everybody who's involved.
All right, Kevin, what's going on, buddy? Welcome to the program.
Hey, guys. My niece is my hunting buddy. My daughter doesn't hunt. She's a girly girl, and she's addicted to football like my wife. So we normally go hunting all the time, and we always go the weekend of Thanksgiving anyway. We leave either the Thursday night or first thing, like at 3 o'clock in the morning, when they're going out to do the Black Friday stuff, we're leaving to go hunting. Well, in my hunting magazines that I get, I always enter this lottery, and I won a hunting trip to the Badlands of North Dakota.
Oh, cool.
And and I just have to get there, but they supply everything. You got to bring your own rifle and stuff like that and everything. But we have to leave like Tuesday to get there for Friday morning. And this is like a once in a lifetime thing. I've been wanting to do this for like 15 years. And you get we have 4 tags, 2 each, and they're bringing us to one park for like mule deer, and then we have a couple different mountains that are in range of their guides that we can go to, like for elk and caribou. And my sister-in-law wants her there for Thanksgiving, which they're all tied to the football. And me and my niece usually are packing the car, cleaning our rifles, doing stuff like that. She's not into the football at all. I'm really not either. My wife screams at the TV like the players can hear her, and so does my daughter. So it's like, that's like our thing to do. And, I don't think it's like to miss one Thanksgiving is really that big of a deal.
So what you need is some advice on how to talk your sister-in-law into allowing her daughter to not show up for Thanksgiving and instead go on a 3-day hunting trip in North Dakota with you.
We won't get back. It'll be from Tuesday to Tuesday.
So it'll be gone a week.
Yeah.
So she'll miss every.
If we don't go to that, we were leaving Thursday night, Friday morning, and coming back Tuesday, going hunting here in Georgia anyway.
Yeah, so really it's just not being there for Thanksgiving.
Right, yeah. That's the big thing.
the ask.
I think you have the conversation while you clean the guns.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Nicely done.
Can I ask how
everybody in the group chat is listening? So if my sister-in-law, she's on those you call a nurse, and so she's at work, so she may or may not be listening, but she'll definitely hear the rebroadcast or.
Oh, so she's an angel on top of that.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
How old is this niece?
We get along great. We get along great. This is not, I just really would like to take my daughter.
All right, listen up. Time out.
She's a badass.
Stop talking. Stop talking.
How old is this niece?
17.
She's 17.
Okay. Here's the deal. They should go on this trip without a doubt. This is one, like he said, a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah.
They've been afforded this. It's something they both share, love, and appreciate, and will be thankful for. You can do another family dinner, treat it as Thanksgiving. These two don't care about the football game.
Yeah, man.
That's someone else's deal.
I'm with Jack 1,000% on this. These memories, you have to tell your sister-in-law these memories and things like this will trump any stupid Detroit game or Dallas game that's going to happen on Thanksgiving Day. I understand the idea of being away. You can do a pre-Thanksgiving dinner and go out somewhere and
they'll kill their Thanksgiving dinner.
Whatever the case may be. Look, but these experiences only happen occasionally, and you have one that not only is going to happen, it's cool, but you've gotten it where it doesn't cost a whole lot. I think I could argue this pretty efficiently. But I'm with Ross. Clean the rifles.
Yeah. And also, let's throw on top. We want to thank your sister-in-law for her service as a nurse. I do believe nurses are angels.
They are.
And she needs to step back and recognize that this trip should happen.
Well, first of all, it's so painfully cute that you have this, connection with your niece.
Yeah.
There's not many of you two out there. So I would say it's even double down, lean into that. There's not many years to go out and travel and do whatever you want. So,
have you ever thought of a soft abduction?
Easy. You don't want him to become that uncle.
That's what mother-in-law wants me to do. That's what mother-in-law wants me to do. Just get up and go.
Go for it, man. Go for it.
Yeah, honestly, I would tell you. I was like, leave a note and say, hey, look.
I'll call you when we're in Montana.
I'll apologize via text.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Is it safe to assume that the niece is 100% on board and wants to be on this trip?
Oh, my God. The squeal was like I was giving my other daughter a car.
Let me ask you this. Where's her dad in all of this?
Hasn't been in the picture since before.
Okay. So you're almost a father figure to this young lady?
Oh, yeah. She's like my daughter. She goes on vacations.
Dude, this has to happen.
My daughter and her are so close, it's not even funny, but they're like almost polar opposites.
Yeah. Take the kid, man. I mean, come on, buddy.
This needs to happen.
Take the kid.
You guys do a big meal with whatever you shoot on your trip and do that family thing afterwards, but this needs to happen.
It's going to be so cool. You guys are going to travel. You guys are going to look like Last of Us Season 2. It's going to be adorable.
Here's what you have to absolutely make sure of. Nothing happens to her. Not a scratch, not a bug bite, not a bruise.
Not a bullet wound.
Definitely not a bullet wound.
Yeah.
Don't get her gored.
No hunting accident because we don't want Mom Nurse to blame us.
Yeah, you don't want to have to hear that heat the rest of your life, dude. If you kill something big, come back, make something nice, but I mean, not a scratch, not a missing hair.
Yeah.
Not a suntan. Nothing.
No, she hunts better than most men, you know.
All right.
Hey, final question for me. How does your daughter feel about this this hunting bond that you have and this potential trip?
She's too busy with her new car.
No, she thinks it's cool. Her and my wife are getting up early. They're going to go do the shopping thing. She's perfectly fine.
Hey.
No, we're all good. She goes out and runs the 4-wheelers with us and stuff like that, but she doesn't like hunting.
Is your niece and your daughter, are they good friends? Are they close?
Oh, they're like two peas in a pod.
Well, why don't you incorporate your daughter into helping with this a little bit too?
Yeah, to fully manipulate.
Everybody is pretty much on my side on this, and I think having you guys say it out loud as an unbiased opinion will kind of help it.
We are saying it, but I would also like to say this is for entertainment purposes only, and iHeartMedia holds no responsibility in your decision
There we go, boss
to
man
take
Jack.
your niece out on this hunting trip.
None of this is an endorsement of your actions, friend.
Yeah.
Let me just give you a heads up.
But
All right,
at
buddy.
the same time, the council has spoken.
Yeah. Kevin, listen, good luck, buddy. Hunt them good.
Hey, let us know how it goes.
Yeah, let us know how it goes, all right?
Will do. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that very much.
Well, who wants to bet we hear from the nurse later today?
Oh, yeah, before the end of the day.
Right.
It's going to be last call.
Or during this break, she shows up. All right, 407-916-1041. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Something on your mind? Text us at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. Warm and humid for the next 3 days. A couple of passing showers around. About a 20% chance for rain. Morning low close to 70. Highs in the upper 80s to around 90. Partly cloudy skies. This weekend, a significant cold front moves through, the first of the season. Lower humidity values. By Sunday, we wake up to the 60s, and we top out around 80 degrees. That beautiful weather with dry, comfortable air continuing through at least the middle of the week. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by the Foundation Fighting Blindness. The Foundation for Fighting Blindness is leading the charge in finding treatments and cures. Connect with your local chapter for resources, the latest blinding disease research, and local activities. Visit fightingblindness.org/chapters.
Man, it is Wednesday, and at Wing House Bar and Grill, you know what that means? $14.99 will get you all the boneless wings that you can eat. That's right. Only $14.99 Wednesdays at the Wing House. Any way you want, as much as you want, every single Wednesday at the Wing House, plus great cold beers, all the cool games, all the fights. It's right there at Wing House. Great food, beautifully served.
At the Home Depot, Saturdays are about two things: the wood-fired flavor of a Traeger Ironwood XL grill
and football. Hey everyone, Desmond Howard here, and I want you to get your game day fired up in just one tap with Traeger's intuitive touchscreen. Then throw in your game day favorites and monitor from anywhere with Wi-Fi technology. That way you have less time staring at the grill and more time for football. Upgrade your Saturday with Traeger.
And the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Columbus Day weekend, visit Cocoa Beach on the Space Coast and support the National Kidney Foundation's 38th Annual Surf Fest, featuring hundreds of competitive surfers in pro and amateur divisions, live entertainment, and fun for the entire family. For more information, visit nkfsurf.com.
Tonight, a CW original series.
Here in Sullivan's Crossing, we treat everyone like family.
From the #1 New York Times best-selling author and the executive producers of Virgin River.
Why did you really come back here?
Life's not exactly perfect at the moment. Starring Morgan Cohan.
Why do they call you the mystery man?
Chad Michael Murray.
Didn't know they did.
And Scott Patterson. Sullivan's Crossing, followed by the Spencer Sisters. Series premieres tonight on the CW.
Tonight, beginning at 8, only on CW18.
West 2 News, now here for you at 7 p.m. Because breaking news doesn't wait for the right time.
News never stops.
And that's why our team keeps going.
We're adding more coverage of what matters most to Central Florida. The big stories that will have you talking. An accurate forecast you can depend on. It's right here, right now. West 2 News at 7 p.m. Local, live, late breaking.
Embarrassed by ugly yellow toe fungus?
Living with toe fungus it's embarrassing. I was afraid to take my socks off. I hid my yellow and crumbly toes from everybody.
Introducing Crystal Flush. Crystal Flush is the only FDA-registered 2-in-1 home treatment that attacks your toe fungus from both the inside and out. Crystal Flush's new and different combination system knocks out toe fungus for good. Guaranteed.
Crystal Flush is different. After just a few weeks, my fungus was gone. I mean, 100% disappeared. Crystal Flush was the only thing that ever worked. So if you're skeptical because you tried a bunch of other stuff, Crystal Flush is different. This is a game changer.
Crystal Flush is now available without a prescription, but it is not available in stores. Get your risk-free supply today. Go to crystalflush.com. That's CRYSTAL flush.com. Stop being embarrassed by ugly yellow toenails. Go to crystalflush.com or call 800-204-4484.
At SimpliSafe, we've designed award-winning home security with advanced sensors, HD cameras, and now this 24/7 LiveGuard protection, only from SimpliSafe. Now, monitoring agents can see and speak to intruders through our new indoor camera to help stop crime in real time and for fast police response. Get 20% off any new system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplisafe.com/radio. Advanced home security, 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
This is Scott Trout of Cordell & Cordell. If you're a dad who is facing divorce, there are extra layers of stress that may include stereotypes and assumptions. No two situations are the same. Our legal experience and dedication prepare us for whatever legal challenges we face together. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has represented men in divorce.
Office in Orlando. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's attorneys. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Scott Trout, licensed in Missouri, Illinois, and Georgia only. Online at CordellCordell.com.
Car crash? Call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Are you offended yet? Obviously, we're only kidding. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Got a few minutes to get over there and get the word check in. Before we get to the top of the hour, that is the word for the 4 o'clock hour to win that $1,000. CHECK. Go to realradio.fm and send that off for your chance at $1,000. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack is.
Yo.
And Ross.
Orlando City is going to go all the way.
Are they now?
I just feel it. That would be so dope.
Yeah.
I'm manifesting. Do you like that? Do you like when people throw...
You like that?
Yeah, do you like that when people throw the term manifesting around?
I don't mind it because I believe that. I mean, that's the whole idea of visioning something and then making it come true.
Yeah.
I believe in that. But I mean, here's the thing. If you play golf, you kind of have to believe in that because, you know, visualizing your shot or what you're going to do is a gigantic portion of the game. Golf not being a super athletic game, the movement's relatively simple, so, you know, all the pre-stuff is very important. So, yeah, I do believe in that.
Well, I am manifesting for that last caller, Kevin, to go on that hunting trip.
I got to tell you, I got a good vibe about that. I do. I get a good vibe. Yeah, I would think that if the daughter and the niece weren't close, that it would be maybe a little bit more of a hurdle because you could see like, wow, man, you're taking my dad away from me on Thanksgiving Day. But can I tell you, teenagers don't really vibe with Thanksgiving, mostly on their phone, hanging out. It's a day off school for them for the most part. My kids love Thanksgiving. And then when we got to those ages when they're 15, 16, 17, they have boyfriends and stuff. All they wanted to know is like when dinner was over, could they go?
Oh.
Could they go somewhere or go see a movie or go hang out with their friends, because to them it was a 4-day weekend. Now at 12 or 13, they're like, oh yeah, it's awesome. Everybody's coming over. That gets boring. They're 15 and 16 and 17 years old in America. They want to go and do stuff. I don't have any problem with it. If you're there for the dinner and we get the family stuff there, you're there for everything beforehand. I don't care if you stick around and watch the Detroit game. Go do what you want. I'm fine.
And the family stuff is great, but sometimes things come along, these opportunities, where they can be lifetime memories.
Yes, 100%.
And
100%.
Take advantage of it. You know what? And then just have that meal. Have 10 meals.
Today is my daughter's last day in the Air Force.
Really?
Right? She's leaving the Air Force. Today's her last day. She's going to get out, go get her degree, and enter into the private citizen world, or whatever you call that.
Private sector?
Yeah, the private sector.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Total congratulations. Yeah. This is not a negative thing at all. She just, it ran its course for her. She enjoyed it. She got those life experiences. But that's exactly what you're talking about. She took a job to go to Saudi Arabia and work at that embassy. And one of the reasons she took the job, it wasn't glamorous. Living there for a woman is not fun at all. Even if you're an American military base, you still have to go outside that base at times, and they are very strict over there.
Oh, yeah.
They manage the military over there quite strict. So, she knew, and she knew no one. But it was a life experience. Actually, she just wrote a paragraph today about all the things that she did. She got to, float in the Dead Sea and, got to go to Petra and rode a camel through the desert and all these cool things that, at 56, I've never even come close to doing. She did it before her 26th birthday.
But you can still do it.
I could still do it. You're right.
I'm manifesting it.
Okay, very good.
Which part? The camel?
All of it.
But the whole idea is for the little bit of sacrifice 1 year of her life really was, the experiences that she'll be able to tell her children and friends and family about for the rest of her life. I mean, that 1 year pales in comparison. Not to mention what it did for her military career as well. So, I get that whole thing for sure.
I was so jealous when you announced when your daughter was a senior that she was going into the Air Force.
Yeah.
With all those college questions and answers and financing, all of that just removed from your plate, knowing that she was going to have structure and discipline and a future.
She loves it. She said it's the biggest game-changing decision she's ever made. She made it completely on her own, not one bit of pressure from me or my wife.
I went home that night, looked at my girls and said, no way.
No
way.
Her life now is like, and she's not even 30, and the opportunities ahead that the military has offered through loans for homes, insurance deals, which college that she'll get, the experience she has, that being on her resume, is just game-changing. It really is completely game-changing.
A question, though, about leaving the Air Force. Is it an email? Is it a handshake? Do you put in your 2 weeks? How much paperwork?
No, dude, it's a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing, right?
It's a thing. And by the way, but I don't know
Isn't it a ceremony?
No, there's no ceremony per se. But
how many years was she in?
11.
Okay.
So she was in 11 years, went right out of high school. Went right in the military, right? So what happens is this. So I don't know if you guys have been reading about the military and what the Army is doing. They're having a very difficult time recruiting people. And I mean, there are video of these recruiters like at college campuses saying, hey, how would you like this and like this, like this, like this? And like, I'm not even in the military and I'm definitely not 18. And I'm like, I'd do it.
Right. I know.
I mean, it is like crazy what they're offering. Signing bonuses, free college, all this other stuff.
Even being lax on tattoos and stuff?
With just a few years of your life, just a few years of the beginning of your life committed for what could really turn out to be something incredibly positive. And when she left, they put the full court pressure on her to stay. They really did. I mean, they put multiple meetings trying to talk her out of it. Out of leaving,
Really?
Yeah, they really wanted her to stay. When you get a commit like that who goes in and stays in for more than 1 or 2 signings, you have a lot of value to them. And they treated her quite well, man. She does pretty darn good.
And she's going to be able to turn this experience into another job, and that I'm sure she's going to be fine. But what is the years that you have to put in before you get that pension?
20 years.
20 years.
Yeah, and that's what the original deal was, because I was like, you'll be out by the time you're 38 and your entire life in front of you with a full pension, full medical, full everything, and you'll be able to get a job and not get penalized for it.
Yes.
And even better, use the college education they paid for to get that job that you won't be penalized for getting, on top of getting money from the military for the remainder of your existence. But she just didn't see the other 9 years in.
Yeah.
Just didn't see it. And to be honest with you, she and her husband both are right here from Orlando. All their friends and family are here in Orlando.
The husband.
And when, well, he actually wanted to stay in Colorado. He had a great job as a surveyor up there. So, I mean, he was set up there. And, they live in Denver. It's nice. I mean, where they are, it's pretty cool. But, when you go on Facebook and you see everybody having like Sunday dinners, and time at the pool and stuff, and you're in Denver and it's just you and your husband and you don't really have any other family up there. Right. Her sister moved from Washington in Orlando last week. So everybody she knows as family and friends that she grew up and loves, they're all right here. So she's going to come back down and start her life here. She'll be here in the first week in November, hopefully.
Congratulations.
I'm very excited.
That's it's a quality of life question. Sometimes when, I get to visit and I'm with my sisters who live not too far from each other, and they kind of have that support and that the family stuff, and you miss having that connectivity with family sometimes.
Yeah, and by the way, we took her experience and tried to talk the rest of ours into it as well.
Yeah.
I mean, we like, hey, look what she's doing. Hey. And we would show her like, hey, you see what she's doing. You see where she is.
Go.
And
get out of here.
And she was perfectly honest. Even in the paragraph that she wrote today online, she said, that 8 weeks of boot camp was no joke. It's isolating. You don't know anybody, and the people you don't know their personalities. You're thrown into a very diverse situation that you have no power over whatsoever. You're told when and what to do. When you come from you don't really have to do that. You didn't do that just the day before, and your life has completely changed. She had one time she called us home and said, I think I made a mistake. And, to my wife's credit, she got on the phone, and my wife's like, you did not make a mistake. This is a very common thing. You can do this. This is what you were built for. No problem whatsoever. And my daughter said after that phone call, she hung the phone up, and she said, you're right. It's just a few more weeks of my life. No big deal. And she kind of buckled down, nailed it, kept her in. I said, and she goes, I just kept my head down and stayed out of the sight of the drill instructor. And all you have to do is just kind of, blend in, stay out of the way. Don't do anything dumb. Don't be late. Don't lose any of your stuff, and you'll be just fine. She made it through with no problem whatsoever. And her drill instructor actually wound up being one of their favorites, which I don't know if that's good or not.
How is that a hard path to balance on having your kid not quit? Because you want to instill that to your children, not quit, especially on the first time you feel like quitting.
Yeah. No,
how do you balance that?
Well, you don't. You just tell them that, you just reassure your kid that they have what it takes. I'm like, she'd already been there 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, and she'd already been there, well, actually 10 days, I think. And we're like, look, you've already been here 10 days. You're telling me you can't do another, 30 days of this? You can't do another 40 days? This is a piece of cake. This is not even band practice to you, because she was in color guard. What's it called? Yeah, there's a color guard thing. She was one of those people, but they had these just arduous practices out, for hours on Saturdays and Sundays in these fields, hot as hell. I said, it's not even as hard as that. You got to run a little bit. You got to do some stuff. The thing they want you to do is learn how to pay attention. Just pay attention and do it exactly what they say, and you'll be fine. And sure enough, that's exactly what they did.
Oh, I would be great at that.
She was very thankful that we had that conversation with her. And, and as far as her leaving early, it was her choice to go in. Who am I to go, hey, man.
Yeah.
I said, hey, here are the positives and negatives. I always try to let my kids make their own decisions. I give them the information and let them go, well, I think this is the reason I'm going to do this. And you can support that decision, within reason, right? 407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031. All right, so we talked about something last week. This is what I was talking about earlier in the show. And I said this on the air. And I don't think you mocked me. I just thought you said that you didn't think that could ever happen, right? And I agreed with you. Matter of fact, I came up with the idea and agreed with you that the idea probably wouldn't work. But it turns out it looks like somebody's going to try to do that. Now, what we're talking about is going to be very clear in just 1 second.
Your chance to win $1,000 and a little
holiday magic
is just minutes away. And brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Looking at delays on I-4 right now due to a crash blocking the left shoulder westbound on the interstate near Sand Lake Road. Looking at delays due to an accident reported on Alafaya Trail northbound at Curry Ford Road. Another crash causing northbound delays on the turnpike blocking the right lane near OBT. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Klein tools are new at Lowe's. Right now, get the new Klein 3-piece ModBox mobile workstation exclusively at Lowe's for just $319.94. Because Lowe's knows tools. Lowe's knows pros.
Buying or refinancing a home can be so confusing, especially while trying to digest exactly what's happening with the home market and how it can affect your plans. So where do you turn to for answers? Well, I know. It's so easy. It's that mortgage guy, Don. He loves to answer questions, and he has the expertise to answer them correctly. And that's because Don knows the mortgage business right here in Central Florida and what the real estate market looks like right in your neighborhood. But don't just take my word for it. Put him to the test and submit your question at thatmortgageguyDon.com. It really is peace of mind right there at your fingertips. Don't even have to leave your desk. So don't miss the boat. Compare your quote at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
Ever been on a road trip and wondered about all the hidden history and locals-only stories that you might be passing?
With the Autio app, I'm always learning new things about the places I'm driving through.
The Autio app automatically delivers captivating stories about the natural wonders, local legends, and fascinating histories just beyond your car window. It's like having your own personal tour guide. Rediscover America your way with Autio. Available on iOS and Android.
You know, it's not very often I can say a client of ours changed someone's life by extending their life, but I can easily say that for Life Imaging FLA. Just this past weekend, we ran into a couple at our gig out at Sunset Walk, and they told us the story of hearing our ad and saying, you know what, let's find out. It's free. Why not do it, right? And they go in and find out, and the gentleman finds out he's got partial blockage in 2 of his arteries, but the real news was his wife, his loving wife of many, many years, had 90% blockage in 2 of her arteries, which led to surgery, which saved her life. The doctor told her to her face within 6 months she would have had some kind of incident because she did have that widowmaker. That's where Life Imaging FLA can really make a difference. This free heart scan is an absolute game changer for me. It has been incredible, and everybody I hear that talks about Life Imaging FLA and their experience is glowing over it. Because here's the thing, Ross said it perfectly. Don't be reactive, be proactive when it comes to your long-term health care. Don't wait till something happens or that pain happens or you pass out. Make sure that you're never going to have to deal with any of that. Life Imaging FLA and their free heart scan do that for you. Don't wait. Do exactly what I did. Call Life Imaging FLA right now. Get that free heart scan with just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value. While you're there, it's absolutely vital. Ask about the cancer screening as well. Pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, and say the keyword free heart scan. That is all you have to do. Pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan, and you will be connected in seconds. Make that call today. Take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people who make things happen, like me. I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, a product design company that makes everyday products designed smarter. I get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases, which helps us make more smart ideas into a brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card. Learn more at chase.com/business premier. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Account subject to credit approval. Restrictions and limitations apply. Cards are issued by JP Morgan Chase Bank. Any member FDIC.
It happens in a matter of seconds, but the aftermath can last a lifetime. Car crash, slip and fall, there's only one Mo you should call, the Mo you know. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Buying a diamond is one of the hardest things a guy can do.
Meet International Diamond Center owner Keith LeClaire.
It's not my job to sell you. My job is to protect you.
And that starts with fair pricing.
We don't play pricing games. We don't mark it up 400% to give you 50% off to make you feel like you got a good deal. We price it straight.
No retail games, no nonsense. Just rock bottom prices on one of the largest selections of certified diamonds in America.
Most stores are going to be able to show you 3, 4, 5, maybe 6, 7. We can show you hundreds and hundreds of diamonds.
International Diamond Center, the only store here owned by a major diamond supplier with worldwide connections and enormous buying power, so you can buy like a dealer buys.
I've done all the hard work to bring the best value, the best quality diamond to you direct, period.
Exquisite diamonds straight from the diamond cutters.
There is no middleman. It's cutter, us, you.
International Diamond Center, 4 Orlando locations, and online at shopidc.com.
Before you ask her, ask us.
Attention business owners, this is John Souza, CEO of ERTC.com. The Employee Retention Tax Credit Program provides up to $26,000 per W-2 employee. If you're confused about the program, stop right now before it's too late. Don't fall for false promises and risk your business. All ERTC companies are not the same. The bottom line, there's no such thing as guaranteed eligibility, and being innovative with tax filings can lead to an audit. At ERTC.com, we won't mislead you to attest to your own eligibility. At ERTC.com, everything is done in-house by expert CPAs, and there's no cost to get started. With the ERTC.com Fast Track Refund Program, you may qualify to get your refund in as soon as 48 hours. Get started today at ERTC.com.
Get your free refund information now. 800-200-6883. 800-200-6883. That's 800-200-6883.
Mills Air is looking for experienced service techs. Nate certified is a plus, but not required. We have been in business for over 30 years right here in Central Florida. Great pay and benefits. Sign-on bonus depending on experience. Apply at millsair.com.
Best price the first time. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade. Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Holiday magic! Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Credit. CREDIT. That's credit. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may the odds be ever in your favor.
At work? Just pretend you're on a Zoom call with us. The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
He's got to go to Nodak and go big game hunting. Hee-haw here. I'm from there. And if he's got somebody that wants to go, they will never forget it. Even if they don't tag one, just being out there in endless prairie, endless skies, endless cold. But anyway, they'll have a great time and she'll remember it forever.
Amen.
Hee-haw out.
You know, my buddy Joe Cruzy, who owns the Lake Parlin Lodge up in Maine, one of their big things is they do moose hunts up there, and they have a camp up in Canada, or far north up there, northern Maine. I mean, you have to access it by plane, because even like a 40-mile drive takes you like 9 hours, because you can only go like 20 miles an hour, and they kind of weave you through the woods. And he does these, you pay, and he takes you on a hunt and stuff. And everybody who goes on one of those says it's a game-changing experience. And boy, you talk about nothingness. There is nothing. I mean, nothing. Where they set up camp, I mean, in any direction, it's 100 miles, no humans, no sign of anything. I don't know that there's cell service. I think they use GPS phones up there. It's a mess. Or awesome. All right, 407-916-1041. 407-916-1041. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack. Hi. And Ross.
It's all true.
All right. So MLS is here.
MLS.
Orlando City Soccer is killing it this year, having a very, very good year. Right?
They are. I was just looking at playoff tickets.
Yeah, that's right. How much are they? Are they affordable?
Yeah, they are affordable, yes.
Really
Depending on where you sit, I've always thought Orlando City's done pretty good when it comes to pricing.
Yeah, they do a good job. It is a very fair ticket price for the experience, and the stadium's beautiful, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, that whole experience is awesome.
Yeah, I've sat in many different sections.
They do a good
and
job.
always, felt like I was close, had a great view, and
The pitch is
enjoyed
beautiful.
it.
They built a really nice facility. It really is. It's absolutely perfect, and the inside is great. Like the service areas are wonderful. Very easy to get where you got to go.
Take that, Miami.
A lot of small businesses that they have reached out and got them selling their products in the stadium.
Yeah, very nice. What's the big new news with MLS?
I mean, are you referring to Messi?
Yeah,
or?
it's Lionel Messi, right?
Yeah.
So what were we talking about a couple weeks ago or last week? I can't remember exactly the time, but we were talking about this because what happened with us here in Orlando is this, right? Orlando is, we playing Inter Miami. This is supposed to happen last weekend, right? Or the weekend before?
Yeah, something like that.
Right. And
last Sunday.
And the tickets went crazy. Right now, people get a lot of support for Orlando City already, right? I mean, they do a good job drawing a crowd out there, especially now when they're playing well. They have some good action, a lot of offense happening, got some good players.
I would say this is the best attended season that I have ever seen.
I think this is the best team they fielded ever.
It is.
Without question, these guys.
I'm sure the two are correlated.
Yeah, fine, right. So what you have is a situation where the considered the greatest player ever and one of the most popular human beings on planet Earth, Lionel Messi,
has the most liked Instagram post of all time.
Of all time, right? I mean, he is a mover of the needle. Well, when he comes into town, it's a big deal. And just like that, in Orlando, when Messi was coming into town, the ticket prices were astronomical. Some of those tickets that would normally sell for $40 or $50 are selling for almost $1,000, right?
Yep, that is correct. That's all true.
And then what happened?
He picked up an injury playing for Argentina, and then he came back to the MLS. He tried to give it a go, and then he got subbed out, I think, in like the 20th or 30th minute, and then he missed games and is currently still, to my knowledge, missing games.
He did not play in Orlando.
He did not play in Orlando and games after that.
So when you pay $1,000 for a ticket to see a guy play because they're telling you the guy's going to play, you could see how that could irritate people. Now, you're not guaranteed anything when you buy a sports ticket, right?
Well, that's the thing. There's something that you said right there that I absolutely disagree with.
Well, funny enough, the Chicago Fire are dealing with this right now.
Yeah.
Because the Chicago Fire usually sell about 14,000 tickets to their games. Right? And that's respectable.
Right.
14,000 people to see an MLS soccer game in America is a big deal. That's a good draw. I think you could have a successful franchise drawing 15,000 people a game.
To a certain degree, I agree with that. They are definitely in the bottom half of attendance, though.
Okay, got you there, right? Still not bad.
Still not bad.
For a sport that's still building in this country, it's still not bad. How many tickets do you think they sold for the Messi game?
I think they sold out.
Yeah, I don't know the size of that stadium. I'll go 24,000.
61,000 tickets.
Oh, that's a big stadium.
It's at Soldier Field, I think.
Okay.
61,000 tickets. 61,000 tickets, and they do play at Soldier Field. You're right. That's where the Bears play or used to play.
Yep.
And obviously, with the injury, Messi is not going to play. So what do you tell people from your franchise you're hoping to not piss people off with when Messi's not playing and they bought tickets at an astronomical rate 61,000. That is a 400% or 500% increase, 400% increase. What do you think they're doing?
I think they're giving them a discount on next year's season's tickets.
That's exactly what they're doing, dude. So here's what's really cool. And this is going to go around the league. So what we talked about, I thought was interesting is how are these teams going to deal with this when people start paying $300, $400, $500, $600 to come see a certain player, right? Because they don't really. I'm not discounting that they want to see Chicago Fire play.
Yeah.
But you want to, we're talking about life experiences. You want to be able to say you saw the best player that ever played that game play, and this may be your only time to see that.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, maybe one or two other times. Who knows how long this guy's going to be an active player in the league. So basically said they're excited to host Inter Miami at Soldier Field. While we don't know the official status of Messi's availability for our match tomorrow night, there's never a guarantee an athlete will play on any given night due to several factors. and that may be a disappointment to you guys. But here's what we're going to do. To show our appreciation, the Fire are going to offer a $250 account credit toward new memberships for the 2024 season, or a $50 account credit for anyone unable to use the new member credit, to all single game ticket buyers who bought a match against Miami. In other words, if you bought a ticket against Miami to see Messi play and he is not going to play, they won't discount that, but they'll give you a $50 credit, I guess, towards your next ticket.
Which is good, cool, good on them, but I would not be upset if they didn't refund anything.
Yeah, I believe they could get away with that. But what they're trying to do is they have 61,000 people who are now interested in the sport. And even a glancing way, they're trying to take every possible advantage of this and turn it into something good.
Brilliant move.
It is a brilliant move.
They are trying to grow because what you said, that number of 14,000 is a little low. I believe, I don't know where the average is, but I know Orlando City is much higher than that.
Yeah, it says here they typically, this is the Associated Press, they typically average about 14,000 fans, 47,000 fewer than expected at Wednesday. This was in last Wednesday's game. The attendance record for Soldier Field for the Chicago Fire is only 41,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel bad for anybody who paid for those tickets, because you didn't buy a ticket. You may have bought the ticket because you wanted to see Messi, but that ticket doesn't say Messi. You're not seeing Messi live. You're seeing two MLS teams. You understand the nature of live sports. In fact, that's the beauty of live sports. It's unpredictable. At least we want to believe so, and I do believe it's unpredictable, but that's, because of injuries and because of things like this, is what makes those times when you do see him or see your favorite player even that more magical.
But let me ask you a question, though. Do you believe that in all cases? Because I think there's a case here. I can't argue it very long, but I think there's a case here. Let's say your favorite band.
Yeah.
Right? You go to see your favorite band. You find out right when you walk into the building, or right when the day of the show, you find out lead singer not going to make it. They're going to put a new lead singer in there tonight. Show's going to go on. Everybody else is the member of the band, but the lead singer is going to be a different guy, a fill-in guy. Do you feel the same way at that point?
No, that's I feel that's tomatoes, oranges, apples, whatever the saying is. I think that's still different enough, because now you're delivering a different sound. That would be like if the soccer
that's
team.
a different game.
But
if Chicago, the Miami is a different team without Messi. You could make that same argument.
Yeah, but there's still 11 guys, and it's still one individual thing, which is a team.
The band is still 4 guys still doing music.
Yeah, but in that analogy, I would say that would be like having Inter Miami, some soccer team, walk out and go, "All right, where's my baseball bat?"
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's the same, dude. I'm telling you, I think the argument still holds up, because you're paying to see, like, you're okay. I'm going to pay, say, Inter Miami because they have Lionel Messi. Because without Messi, they don't buy the tickets.
And in that analogy, although hypothetical, has never happened. That has the amount of times I've heard of lead singers going, "I can't do it. The show's canceled."
Yeah, usually the show would cancel. They would replace a singer. But
the show gets canceled.
Yeah.
So I don't think that would happen, because it's such a bad look.
And no other sport does this. Like if you buy a ticket to go see the Lakers play and LeBron's on the mat on the floor, you don't get your money back. You don't get a discount. You just roll the dice. You can or you can't see him.
If Max Weinberg can't drum for Springsteen, they're going to bring in his son.
Right.
If Springsteen can't go, they cancel the rest of the tour, which is what they've done.
No, let me ask you, though, although not a major player, when it comes to singing, though, but if you go to see Springsteen and Clarence Clemens isn't there back in the day when he was a major integral part of the band, do you feel cheated a little bit for your ticket price?
Okay, so you feel like you are not getting the full experience, but you are still there. If Springsteen is performing and Little Steven breaks his hand and can't play, and they bring in another guitar player, that show goes on. You're not refunded anything, and they move on, and you're fine. But there's a difference when you have the front person for a band, specifically the voice of the band, because you bring in someone else on guitar, and there's a good chance most people will not pick up the difference.
Yeah.
But you put a different voice out there.
Journey did it.
But not.
There are people who have done it. AC/DC did it.
They survived changes in the band, but that wasn't. You bought tickets to Bon Scott, and guess what?
And there's Brian Johnson.
Brian Johnson's on stage tonight.
Right.
It's like, whoa, what?
No, I was wondering two things because people are texting in. What about all the people who bought season tickets to Jets games?
Oh, yeah. That's another one. Maybe you just have to deal with that. Now you got Zach Wilson.
But
because it's the Jets.
But then the other question, though, too, is the IRS imposed that new rule for ticket sellers. So I'm interested with MLS and all other Jets games and everything else. If you haven't heard, an updated form says anyone who made more than $600 by reselling tickets, this was specifically the Eras Tour for Taylor Swift, will have to report that money as taxable income when it used to be a threshold of $20,000.
Yeah, but what they've done is just adopted what they did to the card rooms. Because I told you before, you can go play in a cash game in a card room and make $10,000 cash in just playing cash. They don't say anything to you. You play a tournament where they have to pay out per place. They bring you the IRS form for you to fill out so that you can pay your due amount.
But going forward, it'll
Over
be interesting to see how this new IRS rule is going to affect these exploding ticket prices to see an athlete who may or may not show up.
That's right. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Scott Maxwell up next.
So until they ban it, you can still find us here at Real Radio 104.1 on TikTok, powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Major delays reported northbound on the Greenway this afternoon due to a crash reported near the John Young Parkway toll plaza. The left lane is reportedly blocked there, and delays go all the way back to the World Center Drive exit. A crash northbound on the Turnpike continues to block the right lane near the OBT and Beach Line exit. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Healthcare.
HCA Florida Healthcare is here for everyone in your family at every stage of life, providing comprehensive, personalized care. Because healthier tomorrows are what we're all about. Learn more at hcafloridahealthcare.com.
Jim Colbert Show question of the day. Find it on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. It's brought to you by myhomebuildersnetwork.com. That's the website I went to earlier this year when I needed a new roof. I wasn't thrilled about having to buy a new roof. I was thrilled with my choice to use myhomebuildersnetwork.com. That's where I found Mike the Home Builder, who's been advertising on this station for over a decade. Someone local, a great quality, great price, and he did a great job. So I got the new roof. I got gutters. I got covers on those gutters, which means I have not had to climb up there to scoop out leaves all year long. Another thing I'm thankful for, thanks to myhomebuildersnetwork.com. It's more than just roofs, windows, doors. What do you need done to your home? The website is myhomebuildersnetwork.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Here's how to avoid a top mistake in divorce. Text messages and social media posts can wind up in front of a judge. Act accordingly. Don't post like a fool. Divorce? Trenley Kramer Law. TK Law. OneFirmForLife.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts' new Brake Best Select Pro brand raises the bar for the best aftermarket domestic brake pads and rotors available. For vehicle-specific friction formulations, Quiet-Tech noise-canceling shims, and stainless steel hardware, choose Brake Best Select Pro. Professional-grade brakes from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go, shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit NoTimeToWait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
You know when you wake up and your mouth feels gross and you just can't wait to brush your teeth to get that clean, fresh feeling again? That's exactly how millions of Navage users feel when they use powered suction to rinse out their noses every day, just like brushing their teeth. Once you're able to breathe deeply without congestion, you never want to be without it. That's why so many people rave about Navage, with over 100,000 online reviews. Feel the Navage difference for yourself. In less than a minute a day, you'll feel immediate relief from seasonal allergies and congestion after the very first use. Navage will also help you sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier, naturally, without drugs. Start breathing clearly again with Navage. Navage is available at Walmart, Walgreens, Target, CVS, Rite Aid, and online at Navage.com. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Orlando's newest entertainment destination is now open. Primrose Lanes welcomes you to our restaurant and bowling club. Visit primroselanes.com to reserve your lane and join us for happy hour every weekday at 4 p.m. for half-off cocktails.
The IRS has just received $80 billion in funding to hire additional agents for aggressive collections enforcement. If you owe the IRS, now is the time to take action before the IRS comes after you or your business. There's no time to waste. Call J. David Tax Law, a firm right here in Orlando, for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
Sometimes the pop culture we loved as teens hits differently in retrospect.
Maybe it's a tabloid story we couldn't get enough of, or an illicit student-teacher relationship on our favorite show. We're Susie Bannicarum and Jessica Bennett, hosts of the new podcast, In Retrospect.
Where each week we'll revisit a cultural moment from the past that shaped us, and probably you, to try to understand what it taught us about the world and our place in it.
You're the first person that I've talked to about this for years and years.
Listen to In Retrospect on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you find your favorite shows.
Morgan & Morgan, dial pound 529 on your cell phone. Pound law, that's all.
Proof that we have a face for radio. The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
Look at this beautiful man staring at me right here. Look at that. Look at that guy. Look at him with his fancy shirt.
I think he got a haircut.
Look at him with his haircut and his fancy shirt. Dodging poker games because he knows. That guy knows. That guy right there knows. He knows to avoid.
Oh, think he's scared?
Yeah,
he runs scared?
No. I hollered at him yesterday to see if he wanted to be part of that world. And he's like, no, I'll go plan. Because everybody has plans on a Tuesday.
This guy, I believe he does, because he's all over the place.
All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. Your 5 o'clock keyword is credit, C-R-E-D-I-T. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well every single Wednesday at 5:20. We invite this guy to come onto the show. He writes for the Orlando Sentinel Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. And, of course, you can see him every day on Twitter at Scott_Maxwell. Good and loud for Mr. Scott Maxwell.
Yay!
So the truth is, I did have dinner plans. In fact, with a couple people, former Sentinel people that I think you all know, Jason Garcia and Beth Cassib. But I didn't make those plans until you invited me to poker. And I said, I need an excuse.
Hey, it's funny. I saw Beth in traffic the other day, but because Beth,
She's back.
Yeah, because she doesn't know who I am. I don't believe. I saw her in traffic because I see her in Facebook all the time, and I like all of her posts and stuff because her story is
heartbreaking.
It is heartbreaking, but it's also
inspirational.
Yes, it's those. Because, and it's because of her, because she's awesome. She seems like an awesome girl. I think I've met her glancingly once, but she seems very sweet, and I don't know.
She's all those things, but don't get on her bad side because she's the meanest of the three of us.
I can imagine that for sure.
She is fierce. But yeah. But speaking of seeing someone in traffic, a friend of the show, I'm sort of spoiling the punchline. About 3 weeks ago, I was pulling across the street, and there was this big, I want to say Land Rover or Range Rover, and it was sticking out, nose in the kind of in the way a little bit. And I wanted to shoot I was like, I'm going to shoot daggers at this guy, and I did. And let me tell you, there's no mistaking Carrot Top.
Yeah.
There is.
I knew the minute you said Range Rover, I knew exactly who you were talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's not like you go, hey, maybe that was Carrot Top. No, that's definitely who it was.
I was just talking to him a couple weeks ago. He was coming into town. We were trying to line up. It's weird. Every time I leave town, he comes into town because he only comes in like once every 6 weeks. We couldn't hook up, but he's the sweetest dude ever, man.
He's super nice. And you know what else he is? He's like the hardest working guy. I mean, he is a hustler. He's got one of the longest residencies in Vegas going on, but he is still just out all the time.
Yeah, he just got voted one of the best shows in all of Vegas. Like they have a little committee that handles who's doing what, and they gave him one of the best shows out there. And I agree. It's impossible not to have a good time at a show. Every friend or family I say that goes to Vegas, I said, whatever you do, don't believe anything you hear. Go see Carrot Top. You will fall out of your seat laughing every time. He's great.
Yep.
I still haven't seen the show, but I've heard the same thing, that it exceeded expectations. That everybody's like, prop comic, whatever. But yeah, it's good stuff. And he's a very nice guy.
Yeah, he's a baller for sure. So what's going on, buddy?
Well, yesterday, I'm going to turn this into a game because I want to put a gun in my mouth and pull the trigger. So this is something we've talked about before, something I know Ross cares about.
Yep.
After talking about this for, I don't know, like a decade of like the biggest way you could possibly waste money in Orange County, the Orange County commissioners went ahead and voted to spend over $500 million expanding a complex that is already 7 million square feet. And if to put 7 million square feet in perspective, you can't. There's no other building that's even remotely. It's like 5 malls of millennia tucked inside.
I think you have to go to NASA, I believe, to find something that competes to that. I think you actually have to go over to the VAB and look at the square footage of that place before you start really quantifying how much space that actually is.
It is a building that is so giant, it is hardly ever, if ever, fully occupied. Much of the time, it is empty. It loses money, runs a deficit almost every year because meetings are going out of vogue, in-person meetings. At least, I mean, there's still conventions, but not the way they used to be. They have to give incentives. They've had to drop rental fees to get groups to come in here. But because this community, this county just seems unable to wrap its head around anything else, despite all the other needs we have in this community, transit, housing, you name it. They've dumped another $500 million into the convention.
Scott, let me ask you a question, buddy, because I know that when we all saw this, we all laughed out loud because obviously we have been talking about it for quite a while. When the commissioners are asked why they want to spend the money and what the money is doing, what is it for? I mean, we've all been to the convention center. I mean, if you have a kid or seen a show or been to any of the shows that come through town, whether it be the home show or the PGA Tour show or whatever the case may be, you've been to the convention center. I've been there a whole bunch with volleyball tournaments, and you are correct almost every single time. And this is in the spring when Florida should be showcasing every weekend. That thing should be absolutely teeming with human beings because the weather's so good here. It is idle. There's no question. That space does not get used enough to justify, in my opinion, doing this again. What do the commissioners tell you?
Well, they will talk about visits. The number of people say, I don't even remember the numbers they use. 1 million people say come through the convention center a year. A lot of those people come through just like you mentioned. Maybe they come, they're folks like us who pop in for the Home and Garden Show, Comic-Con. None of that does anything for the economy, virtually. I mean, you're not going and staying a hotel night when you go do that. You're not spending money that you wouldn't otherwise spend. You're spending money instead of going to the movies or a Magic game or play at the Dr. Phillips Center. You're going down there. But generally, they talk about hotel room nights, and then they will talk about jobs. And that's what I thought we would turn this into a little bit of a game. So they will say that, well, not everything in the convention center industry is a low-wage job. A lot of them are like meeting planners. So just for the column I just posted for tomorrow's paper, I decided to take them at their word because, by the way, they were pressured over and over and over again to bring in a single outside skeptical analyst to say, hey, is this worthwhile? And they absolutely refused because they know the answer. But let's go ahead and take them at their word. So they say it's going to generate jobs for meeting, convention, and event planners. And that's true, and those are some decent salaries. So let me ask you first, what do you think an event or convention meeting planner makes an annual salary if you're working in that industry?
Okay. Oh, man, I actually know a couple of these people.
65?
I was going to say between 65 and 70 grand.
35,000.
I'll go 55.
Ross gets the bell. It's going to be right around that $50,000 or $60,000, which is a decent living. Now, let me ask you, how many here in we have one of the largest convention centers on planet Earth. How many jobs, convention and event planners, would you say, how many people work in that profession in our $2-point-something million person metro region?
So, I mean, in other words, how many people actually work at the convention center and do event planning?
Well, just they don't have to work at the convention center. Because you could be an event planner at the Gaylord Palms.
Okay,
or
I didn't know if we were.
How many?
Yeah, I didn't know
how many people?
I didn't know if we were specifically talking about for that center.
Well, I could go on. What I take is from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, where everybody reports what they do. We have the total number of people who work as meeting, convention, and event planners in Central Florida.
I'll go 40.
Oh, I will go 100.
I'll go 300.
250.
All right. Well, you're all way low. So there are about 1,300 people who work as meeting and event planners, and they make about $50,000. Okay, so good for them. That's 1,000 jobs. Now let me put this in perspective. 1,000 people are working as meeting and event planners. How many people would you think work total in like food prep and serving in Central Florida?
Oh my God! Jeez
I don't know.
Louise, dude.
That's
65,000.
Oh,
I'll
man.
go 100,000.
I'll go $120.
I'll go 85,000.
Ross wins again. 148,000 people are working. Now, so that's 148,000. These are other jobs that are generated by us pumping money into tourism and hospitality. What do you think the median wage for people working in food prep is and serving?
32 grand.
No, I'll go higher. If they're full time, kind of, even though I'll go 65,000.
36.6.
30.
Deb? Oh, Deb just got under you, Jim. 28.9.
Oh, wow.
So that's 148,000 of those jobs. Now, some of those get tipped, but let's focus on some that do not.
I am drunk.
Sorry, the buzzer is because that's a disgusting number.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Jack.
Get her a ding for the win.
Now let's go to something that amusement and recreation attendants. These are the people like running the rides. Like this is our bread and butter. This is what we're pumping billions of dollars into our economy to generate these jobs. I'll go ahead and tell you this, 22,000 of those. So again, they're going to talk about the event and meeting planners, about 1,000 of those. We've got 22,000 of these. What do you think the average amusement recreation attendant is making?
So it's creating 1,000 jobs that make 65, 70 grand a year, 148,000 jobs that are creating $32,000 or $28,000 a year.
28.9, that's right.
And then now it's 22,000 people who work at the theme parks and run the rides.
Mm-hmm.
And those people are,
I'll say 20.
I'll say 24.5.
Well, I think their minimum wage over at Universal's, I think in the mid-teens. So I'll go 40.
I'm going to go 36.6.
Ross had a right idea. I think Jim ended up being closest. It was either Jim or Deb. They make $13.50 an hour. This was according to last year's stats. Keep in mind, you're right that Universal and Disney have gone up to $15, but those are just a portion of the ride attendance, we have going on here and all the other attractions here. They make $13.79 for a total of $28,600 a year is the median wage. Now, one other thing, everything I'm telling is median. It's not the average. And median, for who doesn't know, that's the midpoint.
Right.
In other words,
right,
half of every single person in every one of these occupations makes less than this much money. Now, if you go to like the United Way, they'll tell you that just to make ends meet, to like not live on welfare, not have subsidies, not
have to go to AMSCOT every other week.
Right. You need, this was 3 years ago, so it's probably a lot higher than this now. You need $60,000. And that's not to get ahead. That's not to put your kids through college. That's not to save for retirement. That's not to have a rainy day fund. So even if you put two of these people in all of these jobs that we're generating, that we're spending billions of dollars to create, they are not clearing the median anyway. So more than half of them are not getting over what it takes to live. And those are the numbers that help explain why you read all those stories about why we have one of the worst housing crises in America. And we just voted to spend another $500 million to make more of that happen.
And to be clear, this is the Orange County Commissioners. And
it is Orange County, yes.
And governor. No, I'm sorry, Orange County mayor.
Did it pass? Did everyone vote?
Nope.
Did it have one dissenting vote?
It had two dissenting votes. Nicole Wilson and Emily Bonilla are the name of the two county commissioners who voted against it.
Goddesses.
It needed to have 5 because to have like a super majority, and they got the 5. Mayor Jerry Demings. These are mostly Democrats, by the way. There's only one Republican on this board, and there were very few questions asked. The questions that were asked were, as I mentioned, hey, can we get somebody, I don't know, anybody to say this isn't a massive money suck? And at the end of the meeting, the mayor said that they would consider getting a study after they voted to spend the money.
And I think it's important. Can you say those 2 politicians' names again that said no?
Nicole Wilson and Emily Bonilla. But let's go on the other side. For the 5 who voted for it, that's Jerry Demings, Christine Moore, Maribel Cortez. I'll come up with the other 2. They're on my website.
Yeah, that's so. And when you ask questions, like who gets to interview them and ask them questions about the procedure of doing this? Is there a press conference where they invite journalists down to ask questions about what's happening so they can get clarity and spread that to the citizens of Orange County who are paying these taxes? I mean, do they do that?
No, because you know what? What we just discussed, it took us about 10 minutes. And I'm going to submit it's a little bit more complicated. I'm not trying to talk down to people, but it takes thinking. The takeaway from most of my friends at the TV stations was just they're going to expand the convention center. There's no breakdown of how many jobs this is creating, what they pay, how they're going to be subsidies. So it's generally a happy thing. And most of the people in the tourism community who are handing out the endorsements, who are handing out the campaign checks, there was massive applause. That's who fills the commission chambers when this happens. It's not the average people. In fact, as we talked about in one of the past ones, when they wanted to make a case for expanding it, they had people who work in this industry, and their claim was, as they came to the county commissioners, please expand this convention center because right now I don't have enough business to make ends meet. And all of them nodded and say, oh, that's expanded. I look at it and say, use your effing minds, people. You have a 7 million square feet building. These people are telling you they cannot make ends meet with one of the largest convention centers. That's not an argument to spend more. The other 2 were Michael Scott and Myra Uribe. And at least 1 or 2 of them wants to run for mayor after Demings.
Oh.
All right, before we go, though, I want to give you one other fun thing. Because while I was looking up average professions, I picked a couple of others, including radio DJs.
Did you cry, Scott? Because I have.
What's that?
Did you cry?
Well, I don't want to spoil it. First of all, I'll do lawyers, just because everybody thinks they know lawyers. What do you think the median wage for a lawyer in Metro Orlando is?
I think it's probably about $95,000.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 80,000.
50,000.
I'm going to go straight up 100.
Deb keeps one up in here, one under, and yeah, it's 125.
Okay, not
It's the
bad.
median wage. And just as a bonus, so real quick, how many lawyers? Because I had no idea. How many lawyers do you think we have? You think
in Orlando?
Well, it's Metro Orlando, so we're talking Seminole, Osceola. How many?
1,500.
2,300.
2,500.
Damn it,
Jack.
Go +1, Jack. Go +1.
Scott.
Wait, yeah, but did you guys all guess?
2501, Daddy.
Yeah, 2502.
All right, very good guess. It's 5,000. There are 5,000 attorneys.
And 4,100 of those work for Morgan.
And there's a big range because you could be working as a public defender and maybe making $50,000, $60,000, but you could be working at Square. All right, and the last thing. Now, this is probably all over the map. First of all, you all are very lucky to have this profession. First of all, guess how many full-time broadcast announcers and radio DJs? I think it's radio, though. I think it's, radio. How many people in radio do you think work in Central Florida full-time, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics?
100.
On air?
I don't have that, but I would think so.
I'll go 170.
I'll go 200.
For what area?
Central Florida.
All of Central Florida.
On air.
No, that work in radio.
Oh, that worked in radio.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, okay. well, I mean, sales, they work in radio, right?
Yeah, that's why I went with 200, because we don't have 200 on air.
Definitely broadcast.
I'm going to go 800.
Jim gets this one very close. You get that's 120.
Yeah, 120 people.
Are.
That's all.
And last question, and then I'll let you go. What do you think, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, is the median wage for people who work full-time in radio in Central Florida?
$53,000.
40.
This is why I said 50 before. I thought we were doing radio.
I'll go 70. I don't like that.
All right, Jack, we're ending with a on the money, $50,000.
There you go. Don't ask me how
There
I
you go.
know.
It is $24.01 an hour for your average radio DJ.
There you go. We're not average here, buddy.
You're not.
way
But you know
below.
what? I would rather subsidize. I would rather subsidize radio DJs because
I
if
would
you have
too,
two of
yes.
them married, if you're married, at least you can pay your mortgage.
Well, Scott, always we love hearing from you. You can read him every day, Wednesdays, Thursdays, or excuse me, read him these days, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. And of course, find him every day on Twitter at Scott_Maxwell. Good and loud for Scott Maxwell, guys.
I'm on Emily Bonilla's website.
See you, buddy. We'll see you soon. Have a great weekend, all right? All right, 407-916-1041. Load them up. Trivia is next. Dave Chappelle tickets on the line.
We have a prize. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO moving.com.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
Buccaneers wideout Mike Evans had an MRI this week to find out whether he'll be able to return from his hamstring injury after the bye week. Playoff positioning remains in flux for Orlando City, who visits Nashville tonight. The 2030 World Cup will be played in 6 countries across 3 continents. Morocco, Spain, and Portugal will be the official co-hosts of the tournament. I'm Seth Everett.
There's a whole lot of savings going on now at Staples. During Staples Sit-a-thon, save up to $150 on select office and desk chairs. And when you buy a chair, you save 25% on desks, storage solutions, and office accessories. In-store only offer ends 10/28. Now is the time to save at Staples.
Tools Ace Hardware is your place for all your painting needs. These guys have a huge selection of colors from the best brands out there, including Benjamin Moore and Magnolia Home by Joanna Gaines. You can also bring a sample in and get a perfect color match to any color you want. Every Tools Ace Hardware has friendly, knowledgeable associates to give you expert advice on your paint project. Tools also has everything you need: brushes, drop cloths, rollers, and paint trays. And even better, 12 convenient locations here in Central Florida, or you can shop online at acehardware.com. Get that free in-store pickup or delivery, even for paint. It's Tools Ace Hardware, your local helpful place.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people who make things happen, like me. I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, a product design company that makes everyday products designed smarter. I get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases, which helps us make more smart ideas into a brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card. Learn more at chase.com/business premier. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Account subject to credit approval. Restrictions and limitations apply. Cards are issued by JP Morgan Chase Bank. Any member FDIC.
What's the Anajar Levine difference? When you're injured in a car crash, we focus on your case so you can focus on the one thing that matters most: getting better. I'm Glenn Levine with Anajar Levine. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, Orlando.
A Fifth Third Better means we put in 166.7%.
What does that mean?
Well, at Fifth Third Bank, our name equals 166.7%. So that's how hard we work. That means free checking, no hidden fees, and helping to protect your identity.
Explain it in baseball terms?
It's a home run.
Basketball terms?
It's a slam dunk.
Football.
Touchdown.
Highlight?
Buzzball.
Cricket.
Golden duck.
Wow. Guess that really is a Fifth Third Better.
That's what a Fifth Third Better means. This is banking a Fifth Third Better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Considering buying a lab-grown diamond versus a natural diamond? IDC owner Keith LeClaire says, be careful. These machine-made diamonds are being mass-produced, and the value appears to be dropping fast.
If they can create 130 carats per machine per day, and you've got 5,000 people that are growing at that level, do you know how much is already stockpiled? You're talking about millions of carats. Now you're talking about a product that was $5,000 just 3 years ago is now down to almost zero.
So when trying to choose between a natural diamond and a lab-grown diamond, proceed with caution.
Why would you put your money in something that devalues faster than food you eat?
Before you propose, come to International Diamond Center and get the facts about diamonds from our non-commissioned experts. Learn how diamonds are priced and graded on the world market, and educate yourself on the latest trend of lab-grown diamonds.
I want people to know that IDC is about protecting them.
International Diamond Center, 4 Orlando locations, and always at shopidc.com.
Embarrassed by ugly yellow toe fungus?
Living with toe fungus is
it's embarrassing. I was afraid to take my socks off. I hid my yellow and crumbly toes from everybody.
Introducing Crystal Flush. Crystal Flush is the only FDA-registered 2-in-1 home treatment that attacks your toe fungus from both the inside and out. Crystal Flush's new and different combination system knocks out toe fungus for good. Guaranteed.
Crystal Flush is different. After just a few weeks, my fungus was gone. I mean, 100% disappeared. Crystal Flush was the only thing that ever worked. So if you're skeptical because you tried a bunch of other stuff, Crystal Flush is different. This is a game changer.
Crystal Flush is now available without a prescription, but it is not available in stores. Get your risk-free supply today. Go to crystalflush.com. That's CRYSTAL flush.com. Stop being embarrassed by ugly yellow toenails. Go to crystalflush.com or call 800-204-4484.
Hear the latest news from the headlines on your phone. Download the free iHeartRadio app for exclusive live coverage of breaking news. From what's happening where you live to what's happening across the country. Live from the center of the story. Listen for free anywhere, anytime. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Identity theft shows no signs of slowing down. In fact, more than $29 billion were stolen last year alone. That's a criminal success story and a wake-up call for everyone else. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. LifeLock makes it easy to help protect yourself if you become a victim. A dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. Join now and save up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com, promo code Clay.
Tonight, a CW original series.
Here in Sullivan's Crossing, we treat everyone like family.
From the #1 New York Times best-selling author and the executive producers of Virgin River.
Why did you really come back here?
Life's not exactly perfect at the moment. Starring Morgan Cohan.
Why do they call you the mystery man?
Chad Michael Murray.
Didn't know they did.
And Scott Patterson. Sullivan's Crossing, followed by the Spencer Sisters. Series premieres tonight on the CW.
Tonight, beginning at 8, only on CW18.
West 2 News, now here for you at 7 p.m. Because breaking news doesn't wait for the right time.
News never stops.
And that's why our team keeps going.
We're adding more coverage of what matters most to Central Florida. The big stories that will have you talking. An accurate forecast you can depend on. It's right here, right now. West 2 News at 7 p.m. Local, live, late breaking.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at CentoMoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
Listening to the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Got a few minutes for the 5 o'clock keyword, which is credit, C-R-E-D-I-T. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Got 5 minutes left on that one, so get in there quickly. We'll have a freshie for you at the top of the hour. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
So is Jack.
Hi there.
And Ross has the sauce jar.
Yeah, Lamont.
Chugga, chugga.
Choo-choo. Clickety-clack, clickety-clack.
Guys, I have a beautiful pair of tickets to see one of the best comedians to ever do it. Hey, baby, what you doing over there? Dave Chappelle. It's all true.
I live in a trash can, bitch.
Yeah. There's so many bits, so many legendary bits. I pray to God that he won't be doing any of those, and it's all new stuff, all new legendary material, because any of his material, Dave Chappelle's material, tends to be pretty legendary. A pair of tickets to see one of the GOATs themselves. The show's going down Thursday, November 2nd. You can get your tickets now on Ticketmaster. I also have a beautiful pair of tickets to the single greatest soccer team on the face of this planet. That's right, Orlando City SC versus the New England Revolution. That match is going down this Saturday, October 7th. And that is your sauce jar, which is always brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. Go local and support a family-owned and operated Orlando moving and storage company. Just make sure you mention the Jim Colbert Show, because that will get you a discount. Book them today at CentoMoving.com. That's C-E-N-T-O moving.com. Back to you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Debbie goes first today.
I tried.
Let's welcome Mike.
Mike at the bottom there. Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing just great, Jimmy.
I am glad to hear that, Mike. Would you like to play a little game with us?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it, buddy. Here we go.
Game show.
All right, Mikey, this is as easy as it gets. Got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of these happens to be a fib. If you can find the lie, buddy, I will send you out to the sauce jar, possibly to Dave Chappelle, possibly to an Orlando City match. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. On this day in 1997, the second largest cash bank robbery took place in Charlotte, North Carolina. How much do you think they stole, guys?
$655,000.
$1 million.
$2 million.
$17.3 million being stolen.
Damn.
Here are 3 fun facts about bank robbery.
Ooh.
That's right. And one lie that's on the FBI's most wanted list. Here we go. Number 1.
Pew, pew.
Most bank robberies happen on Monday. Number 2. Most bank robberies are committed by repeat offenders. Number 3. Richard Roundtree was the oldest person to ever rob a bank at 91 years old. He died in prison within a year. Or lastly, the state with the most bank robberies is Colorado. Which one of those is a lie?
I'm going to go with number 1.
Number 1 is absolutely true, unfortunately, buddy. Most bank robberies happen on Mondays. This is from the FBI's website, by the way, all this information. Who's next?
Your officer, I just had a case of the Mondays.
Yeah. So that means, by the way, I just said that way that Republicans don't have to believe any of it.
Yeah, let's welcome Alan.
Alan, here we go, right there on line 3. Alan, how you doing?
Good, how you doing?
Good, buddy. Talking about bank robberies here. Which one of these is untrue? Number 1, most bank robberies are committed by repeat offenders. Number 2, Red Roundtree was the oldest person to ever rob a bank at 91 years old. He died in prison within a year. Or lastly, the state with the most bank robberies is Colorado.
The repeat offender.
Yeah, that's the one, buddy. You win.
Hey, I thought it was the state.
Are a winner, buddy. I'm going to put you on hold. Thanks for playing, buddy. We appreciate that. Thanks for listening as always. Ross will take good care of you. Enjoy your prize, whichever you take.
With tickets.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what we call them.
All right.
Most bank robbers aren't repeat offenders. As a matter of fact, what percentage of bank robbers, that's their very first crime?
Oh, man. I'm going to go 55%.
What do you think, Jack?
70.
61.
80%.
Whoa!
80% of people who rob a bank, it's the first time they do it. The first offense.
That's so funny. That's the power of movies.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
You are right.
I can do that.
And the reason why it's the first offense for most people, because most people rob banks for drugs. Drug money. So if you're in that throw of drug addiction and you got to have your fix, and you've never thought about doing anything like that before, boom, right into the bank, try to hit it up and do your thing.
Yep, you're scratching your neck. You just got done watching Ocean's 11. Let's let it ride.
Red Roundtree was the oldest person to ever rob a bank. He did it at 91 years old. And the funny part of that was the third one he'd committed within 2 years.
You should be allowed to.
Yeah, right, I agree with that.
At 91,
you rob a bank, dude.
And lastly here, the state with the most bank robberies is Colorado. I think most people would have thought it would be
Florida.
No. Like
New York?
No, California, dogs.
Why?
I thought for sure it would be California. I don't know. Just because there's a lot of really big cities in California, there's a lot of stuff going in California.
It's probably a lot of banks.
A lot of be easier, maybe. A lot of banks are based out there in California.
Something when you said Colorado, I just thought of like the old West.
Yeah.
That West aspect.
Exactly, and it's not by much. Colorado barely beat them, but they did. Here's a few other things you may not know about bank robberies, and then we'll get over to Ross' thoughts. Most bank robberies happen in what kind of neighborhood? Is it metro? Is it rural? Is it
affluent?
Affluent?
I'm going to go rural.
Rural?
Yeah.
I'm just going to go from the news of what we know, metro.
Yeah, believe it or not, I have to tell you, I thought it was going to be rural as well, because the old thing that you see on TV and movies is you go to a podunk town, and you rob the bank because there's not enough cops there to kind of get you, right?
Isn't that what Bonnie and Clyde did?
Also, a number of bank robbers did that very thing.
Just traveling around the country.
But that's not it at all. Actually, it's metropolitan areas by far, by the way.
Ooh.
Yeah. I already blew it, but what is the most common way to rob a bank?
What do you mean?
It's a demand note.
Oh,
in other words, it's not holding a gun up or anything like that, or breaking in or doing Ocean's 11 stuff. It's just basically walking up and going, hey, I'd like your money.
My favorite are the demand notes that are written like on the back of someone's deposit slip.
That's the best.
Where you
That's
just
the best.
flip it over and like, oh, okay, now I know where to go.
While reading this, one of his things was a guy robbed a bank and he said, hey, give me all your money. I'll kill everybody in here. They said, okay, hold on a second. And he goes, okay. And they went and called the cops. He actually thought they were taking time to go gather his money. Because oddly enough, bank robbers are dumb.
There's data out there that supports that.
What time of the day do most bank robberies happen?
Morning.
3.
Noon.
3 to what?
7.
25.
Yeah.
We have alibis.
3 to 6 in the afternoon is when most bank robberies occur.
Yeah, I give you a 20-minute window there, Jay.
Yeah. And then here we go. This is just not a game part, but in 2021, and by the way, all of the numbers come from 2021 as they compile them from the FBI. You know what I'm saying? So these are all numbers that are a couple of years old.
Tainted and unclean. These are pandemic numbers. These are pandemic robberies. Everyone's wearing masks.
I'll tell that guy he didn't win, then I'll write a new one. We'll do it at the end of the show. In 2021, more people were taken hostage than killed during bank robberies. Actually, it's very, very rare. In all of 21, there were 1,795 bank robberies. How many people do you think were killed?
12.
7.
5.
3. Only 3, but about 20 were taken hostage.
Val Kilmer's done that like number 2 or 3 times in separate movies.
And by the way, of the 3, the guard was killed twice.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Leave that guy out of it, man. He's just clocking in, dude. He's just rocking a 9 to 5.
Man, I'm just a retired cop.
That guy don't want the smoke.
What a bummer.
What's coming up for
I want
thoughts?
to be at home all day.
We did this last week, but we were missing the most integral part. Deb, you have no idea what I'm about to say. Because you haven't been to the council yet.
Oh, no.
And I have,
what?
And I have not even told you what power you have for the council. This is what I think. I love when we disagree on simpler things. It's a fun time. Well, I wish we were in front of thousands of people on a live stage. What about like a live audience? What would happen if we were like a cloaked council that had all of the answers? What if that council only had one God? Would you want to be that God, Deb?
Don't you mean goddess?
Oh.
She's down.
She's down.
The council after the break.
All right, we'll do that next.
Your chance to win $1,000 and a little
holiday magic.
It's just minutes away. And brought to you by Mills
From the
Air.
Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Looking at delays on I-4 as you take the interstate east and westbound this afternoon through the Orlando area, especially by the major attractions exits. Looking at a crash still partially blocking the left lane northbound on the Greenway near the John Young Parkway Toll Plaza. Things are moving well for those taking the Beach Line or the 408. If you happen to see any traffic problems this afternoon, just make sure you're calling the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's knows fall is the perfect time for outdoor projects. Right now, you can keep your yard looking its best and save. Take care of leaves with leaf blowers starting at just $89.98. Lowe's knows home improvement. While supplies last, see store for details.
Have you noticed that you're not able to focus as much anymore? Maybe you need a little more light during your day when you're reading. Maybe when you go to that restaurant now, that light's a little dim. It's hard to read that menu. Well, your eyes can be going bad. But the cool thing is, the Filatowski Eye Institute can help with Smile LASIK. Guys, this is the latest state-of-the-art LASIK technology, minimally invasive, fast recovery times. Most people actually return to work or play the very next day. And I will tell you, my son did this at 18 years old. His eyes started giving up. My dad did it at 58 years old back in the day. Both of these guys had the same experience, which is crystal clear vision the very next day. The surgery only takes a few seconds. There's no pain at all, and it is an amazing change in your life. Text 1041 to 868686 and schedule that appointment today. Get in there and get your eyes fixed, and you can get all of this with 24-month interest-free financing. Again, text 1041 to 868686 and let the Filatowski Eye Institute get you started on a path to better vision today.
Real Radio wants to provide you with a little holiday magic.
Holiday magic.
Holiday magic in the form of $1,000 13 times a day. Listen for the keyword to win $1,000 weekly from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Then take that keyword and enter it on our website, realradio.fm. Whether you do it on your phone or your computer, we don't care. What we do care about is that you answer your phone from a number that you most likely will not recognize when they call back the winner, because that's how you get some
Holiday magic.
This contest sponsored locally by Mills Air.
My friends at Mills Air have been in business since 1992 right here in Central Florida. Over 30 years. They're not going anywhere. Carrier, factory authorized dealer, turn to the experts. Equipment changeouts and upgrades right now up to $1,275 in rebates. Go to millsair.com.
Summer road trip season doesn't have to end. With the Autio app, every drive can still feel like an adventure.
I've discovered more about my hometown through the Autio app than I ever did growing up here.
The Autio app automatically delivers captivating stories about the natural wonders and fascinating histories just beyond your car window. Plus, you can download stories to listen to offline. Rediscover America your way with Autio. Available on iOS and Android.
You guys should come over for a cookout.
Frank?
Let me know if you need to borrow the mower.
Frank, wake up. You're being neighborly in your sleep again.
With no down payments or PMI, a top VA lender like Navy Federal Credit Union will get you excited about being a homeowner.
Trash pickups on Tuesdays.
Learn more at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA Equal Housing Lender. Membership required. Loan subject to approval. Call 1-888-842-6328 for details about credit costs and terms.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because only the Sleep Number Climate 360 smart bed lets you each sleep up to 13 degrees cooler or warmer on either side, while you both sleep at your ideal level of firmness, comfort, and support, your Sleep Number setting. And now our all-new next-gen smart beds have temperature benefits, so you sleep better night after night. Now at its lowest price ever, the all-new Queen Sleep Number C2 smart bed is only $880, only for a limited time. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney. When I'm on the move, there's only one move that works for me. So I'm going to Checkers. Slide me that $2.49 chicken bites and fries box. No matter where I go, I'm going to enjoy the crispy, juicy, perfectly seasoned all-white meat chicken bites. Plus a load of Checkers' famous seasoned fries, all for just $2.49. That's right, this box is always coming in clutch. Checkers is boxing up deals like you've never seen before. Whether I'm running on empty or stepping on the gas, I'm taking one for the road with Checkers. Get it delivered now.
Peace of mind, don't delay. Pick up your phone and dial away. 888-40 today. Get it done today with Energy Today.
For 60 years, our team of expert electricians has been here to help you with all your energy needs. So there's no need to wait or worry when it comes to your electric. Right now, get $100 off any electrical service.
Peace of mind, don't delay. Pick up your phone and dial away. 888-40 today. Get it done today with Energy Today.
Do you suffer from sinus infections or sinus headaches? You use nasal spray and antibiotics, but nothing works. At Aspire Allergy and Sinus, we have solutions. And with healthcare deductibles resetting soon, now's a great time to see if you're a candidate for a minimally invasive procedure called balloon sinuplasty. Imagine no more pain, no more congestion. Set an appointment today with Aspire to see if balloon sinuplasty is right for you. Go to aspireallergy.com to book your appointment. That's aspireallergy.com.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
O'Reilly. It's Superstart Battery Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Get up to a $25 gift card after rebate with the purchase of select Superstart batteries. Our professional parts people will test your old battery for free and recommend the right battery for your vehicle. For power, performance, and reliability, choose Superstart batteries only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Order your Hummer EV at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Holiday magic.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Deposit. DEPOSIT. That's deposit. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may your efforts bear fruit.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch. Yeah. We like it when you watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Hey Deb, this is Kelly telling you about YouTube. You can get all your local channels, and yes, you can get the true crime and NFL package. But don't forget, you also have to have Prime to see the Thursday night game, and then you have to have ESPN Plus to get the other game on Monday. So, good luck on that.
Yeah.
Talk to you later.
It seems so much easier these days.
I know.
This is way better than
Just
cable.
cut the cord.
Way better than cable. They didn't have any idea what they're doing. Putting it all in one spot for one price. Jesus. So much easier. Life is so much easier. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is right there within arm's reach.
Don't you mean goddess?
Jack, yes.
Hi there.
Is way over there, gladly away from arm's reach.
What are you talking about?
It's Wheezy Jack, dude. It's coal miner Jack. This guy's got
old black lung.
He's got black lung.
Oh, he's got
listen to that.
Old Jack lung.
I told him, I'm a big fan of Wheezy Jack, man. This man sounds like.
What is wrong with you, buddy?
Bronchitis.
Hold on, he's about to share a war story.
Bronchitis.
Yeah. That or tuberculosis.
Somebody get him a candy that looks like a strawberry, wrapped in a strawberry.
I don't see any blood on the microphone, so I'm leaning towards bronchitis.
Blood on the microphone.
This is what happens when you play too much Red Dead Redemption. Listen to that, dude. That's like 40% of the characters in that game.
That sounds like that cartoon dog.
Yeah. The best part is the more you call him Wheezy Jack, the more he wheezes. Dude.
The more he laughs.
That's what I've been doing. That's what I've been doing all day.
Easy, Tunchi.
Yeah, dude, it's Wheezy Jack.
All right, and Ross has some thoughts. Longest intro ever.
Weird.
Yeah, we have to go now.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
All right.
It's Ross. Spelled like
Or
sauce.
Jack, man.
It's Ross Thoughts.
All right, Jack, you got it? You got the...
Do you have, by the way, let me ask you a question. Legit, do you have time for bronchitis?
No. It's been going on for like 3 weeks.
No.
I've had this for 3 weeks.
I ain't got no time for that.
No. So,
nobody
real
got time
fast,
for
Deb, I'm so excited because you're not ready for this plot twist here. This is the council. This is a new thing that I'm really trying to make happen. I'm trying to make it a thing. Let's see if it works.
All right.
We find a fun little disagreement. We have 2 disagreements to talk about today. One of them is food related. The other one is TV related. But I wanted to make that conversation more epic. I wanted to hear everyone's reasons for their favorite whatever it is in like a more cinematic way.
All right.
So how do we make it a more cinematic way? We've got to make it bigger. We've got to make it sound more epic. How do we do that? We go ahead. We need like some sort of like filter or something that makes us sound like we're in a big room. How cool is this, Deb?
It's a pretty big room.
Give that a spin. Wee! Yeah, like, I didn't. I did not mean that literally, but
sorry.
That's okay. I didn't need those teeth. It's fine. I'm sure there's a dentist somewhere in this gigantic hall.
I mean, I know it's radio, but we really need to share what happened. Deb literally spun in her chair, hit her mic hit Jim's mic, Jim's mouth.
Right. It's fine. It's fine. I just want to make sure the council understands that I've been injured and I'll be making a claim.
Now, the last thing that we need, we have the effect, but we need epic music, and then the council will begin with our first topic.
Is it on the clapper?
It is. Welcome to the Council of Real Radio, where all questions will be answered Today's first topic, most legendary TV show. Before the show, I asked you, Mr. Bradshaw, your favorite show is?
Seinfeld.
Ah, interesting. Mr. Colbert, your favorite television show, you said?
Friends.
And I came from the top rope, and I said, Frasier. I give you Niles as example A of why that is the best sitcom to ever grace television.
Seinfeld has had unparalleled success. Financially, the length of run, no one tops Seinfeld.
Now with the corpse in the building.
Now here comes the fun part, Deb. You're the goddess, so now you get to decide which one of us three won, and then just say the show as epic as you can.
My ruling has been made. There is only one answer.
Oh no, oh no.
And it is, how you doing?
The man from the back of the hall doth celebrate.
Missing a tooth?
Don't break character.
The next topic is today's favorite American food.
Yes.
I asked you before the start of the show, Mr. Bradshaw.
The answer is hamburger.
I disagree.
What?
I go with the taco.
A valiant choice.
Thank you.
My choice, however, will make most women and all gay men happy. I choose the hot dog.
Hot dog, hot dog. I would like to make my case for the taco. Does the case accept?
I accept.
The taco has their own bell. Tacos have two stories, double-deckers. Tacos are bisexuals, for they are both hard and soft. Not to mention, Tuesdays are their day. Do you have your own day, Mr. Hamburger?
Every day is hamburger day.
I knew he was going to say that.
It could be inside out, fast food or not, barbecue. It is the staple. It can be eaten with one hand, enjoyed with friends, and has a variety of toppings available to it, with cheese or without, and so many other choices that can make yours unique. It is the quintessential American food. It is a hamburger. And a bit of a misdirection. No ham.
What say you, Glizzy Gobbler?
His argument makes my testes sink into my body cavity from stupidity. The hot dog trumps both, and I will tell you gladly why. We have a car. Your Taco Bell sounds great as you walk from one to the other, and as I drive by, kicking you in the side of the head from my Wienermobile. An American icon. On.
Goddess, we need you once more.
What say thee?
I have my ruling.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
And only one question to ask.
Yes.
Yes.
Where's the beef?
Oh, the hamburger.
Hamburger.
Oh, it's my own bit, and I have failed to score.
I now not believe in God.
Not 1 point.
Burgers for all.
You're just joining us, and you are confused. You are not alone.
I am too.
There's some Brazilian leaving the airport, wondering
What is up with the U.S. of A?
They're saying to themselves, I just wanted cheap Nikes. And I get this?
Friends and hamburgers. Hamburgers and friends. That is what the council says.
I have made another ruling.
Whoa! I didn't know.
Jim Colbert, henceforth, shall only be known as the Glizzy Gobbler.
The Glizzy Gobbler, it shall be known from this day on.
Let it be written.
Let it be said.
I do not like it.
He gobbles. And those are your last thoughts. What say you, Glizzy Catfish Gobbler? Gobble, 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 gobble. I'm out. Peace.
407-916-1041. Those are the digits that connect you to my castle.
Glizzy Gobbler.
770 through 1 is how you leave me a message. We will return with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Glizzy Gobbler. Only.
You're listening to the Jim Colbert Show.
I said Glizzy Gobbler.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio, at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Ken, and Mike. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
Looking at delays on I-4 as you take the interstate east and westbound this afternoon through the Orlando area, especially by the major attractions exits. Looking at a crash still partially blocking the left lane northbound on the Greenway near the John Young Parkway toll plaza. Things are moving well for those taking the Beach Line or the 408. If you happen to see any traffic problems this afternoon, just make sure you're calling the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. At Staples, you can count on every print project being perfect. And now get $50 off your print order of $150 or more. Offer ends 10/14. Exclusions and restrictions apply. See an associate or visit staples.com/print for details. Perfect prints guaranteed at Staples.
Guys, let me tell you something. If you need a new bathroom, one company can help you out right now. It's Rebath of Mid-Florida. These guys are awesome. Been endorsing them for 8+ years. You know what the magic of that is? Not one complaint ever. Not an email, not a text, not a, hey, this happened, nothing. Perfect service, great products with a smile every single time. That's what Rebath is all about. Here's what they're also all about. They're all about knocking those myths down that you hear about hiring construction companies to come in and build you something new. There's going to be none of this 3-month job. There's going to be none of that taking your deposit check then disappearing for weeks. It doesn't work like it with these guys. 4 to 6 days. The same crew is on the job until it's done. And then when they are done, a lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. Let me implore you to go visit their showroom so you can see exactly what we're talking about. 436 up in Altamont, right across from Kobe. When you walk in, you'll see 6-10 models set up. Those models are just to show you what the products look like, because every bathroom at Rebath is a custom bathroom. You work hand in hand with their design team to come up with something you love. You pick the materials. They have tons of stuff, different styles, tubs and sinks and lighting and cabinetry and tiles. It's all there. Go to rebathmidfla.com, look at those before and afters, then book your appointment. Your new bathroom is right there in Altamont at rebathmidfla.com.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Orlando Harley-Davidson. Visit orlandoharley.com.
Get ready to experience the excitement.
It is the 13th year of the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
The emotions.
Love you guys. We're so happy to be here tonight.
The surprises.
Are you ready for another I can't believe it moment?
The superstars.
Such an amazing honor to share a stage with so many unbelievable artists.
And of course, the music. Relive the greatest moments from the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
You will not want to miss.
Starting Tuesday, streaming only on Hulu.
Are you all worked up and working too much? You know what y'all need? Y'all need to chill out. Y'all need to have fun. Y'all need some adventure. Why, y'all need Gatorland. How do we know? Ain't no one got more animals, more gators, or more fun than Gatorland. And now, Florida residents get what they need for less, with $16.50 admission now through the end of October. We know what y'all need. y'all need Gatorland.
Summer road trip season doesn't have to end. With the Autio app, every drive can still feel like an adventure.
I've discovered more about my hometown through the Autio app than I ever did growing up here.
The Autio app automatically delivers captivating stories about the natural wonders and fascinating histories just beyond your car window. Plus, you can download stories to listen to offline. Rediscover America your way with Autio. Available on iOS and Android.
Hi, my name's Charles. On my way to work, I was struck by a tractor trailer. I called attorney Glenn Klausman for help. He got me to really good doctors. I don't think it's right to be bragging on a billboard or TV about getting millions of dollars for getting hurt. However, I will say Glenn Klausman got me a great settlement quicker than I thought possible. I'm very happy with the results, and that's why I'm doing this. Call Glenn Klausman at 407-917-1718. His website is klausmanlaw.com. Car crash, call Klausman.
Office, Winter Park.
Columbus Day weekend, visit Cocoa Beach on the Space Coast and support the National Kidney Foundation's 38th Annual Surf Fest, featuring hundreds of competitive surfers in pro and amateur divisions, live entertainment, and fun for the entire family. For more information, visit nkfsurf.com.
Once you get Jersey Mike's Catering with 12 subs for any event, I'll tell you, there's no going back to other catering. That'd be like going back to using Morse code.
Welcome to Jersey Mike's.
Okay, here we go.
A pickle slice wrapped in a napkin.
Oh, wait, try this.
A brownie with extra olive oil?
Whoops, I mixed up my dots and dashes. Here.
1,800 catering boxes coming right up.
Uh-oh. Nope, there's no going back once you get catering at Jersey Mike's. A sub above.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Everything gets better when you're a Dunkin' Rewards member. Yes, even Mondays, because every Monday of this month, you get a free medium, hot, or iced coffee with purchase. Not a member? Join on the app. Order now for a better Monday. America runs on Dunkin'. Limit 1 per member per Monday. Additional charges, exclusions, and terms may apply. Participation may vary. Limited time offer.
When was the last time you had a truly awesome nursery experience? A nursery and garden center with a huge selection and friendly expert advice. We're talking about Quality Green specialists in DeLand. At Quality Green, we have your favorite plants, fruit trees, flowers, vegetables, and herbs. Plus, with our 8011 fertilizer, organic azomite, and composted soil, your garden will look its very best. Great plants, sustainable products, friendly expert advice. 335 West Michigan Avenue, DeLand, and online at qualityggreenspecialist.com.
The money's good and the bids are high. Speedy, fast, the check is on Bank of America, and it's real. Give me the VIN.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. Give me the VIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Why is iHeartRadio the #1 streaming radio app? Free music.
Free live radio stations from all over the country.
Free podcasts.
Free playlists.
Free contests. Free artist radio stations.
Commercial-free stations. It's free. I love iHeartRadio. Join the millions of music, radio, and podcast fans on the #1 streaming radio app now.
iHeartRadio.
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 Free never sounded so good.
If you ever need our help, we're just a call away. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show. Already in progress.
The reason why criminals use a note to rob banks is because if they get caught and they do not have any type of weapon on them, they can not be charged using a armed weapon during said robbery, saving them a whole lot of time in jail.
That's a lot of words to say. They won't get charged for armed robbery. But I got you, bud.
Why did it sound like he was reading a children's book?
And then
that had the cadence of a Dr. Seuss.
It's like somebody wrote it in a circle. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Jack is here. Oh, excuse me. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack is here.
Yeah.
And so is Ross.
Oh, yeah.
Give me the sound effect again real quick.
He who gobbles the glizzies.
I want to know immediately. I don't want even 1 nanosecond of pause. I need to know what a glitzy gobbler is.
Glizzy.
Or glizzy.
Gobbler.
None of it matters.
Did you Google it?
Kill it. I don't want it anymore. I just want to know what the hell a glizzy gobbler is.
Let's do
What
it.
is it?
All right. So it's
Safe search
Be
on.
very yes.
Is it for real?
No, so it is
Oh.
a glizzy gobbler. If you were to ask me, I would be like someone who eats a hot dog. The thing is that glizzy, it has like 5 definitions right now, and no one 100% is solid, in my opinion, on any of the definitions. First of all, I first heard glizzy as a Glock.
Oh, you mean as a gun?
As a gun.
Yeah.
And then, like, over a summer, it became a hot dog.
I've heard Rizzy. That's what I heard. The Rizzy thing for the hot dog at the lanes.
So, well, Riz right now, a lot of people are calling that charisma.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
He's got the Riz. He's got charisma.
Got it.
Now, while the usage of the term has been around for a while, it only recently gained significant attention on social media, particularly on TikTok. One popular trend on TikTok is glizzy gobbler, referring to people eating hot dogs ridiculously fast.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
And then a big thing, like the first time I heard a glizzy known as a hot dog was this viral clip of this guy in the hood eating the hot dog like a corn on the cob because he didn't want to put the hot dog like directly into his mouth in front of all of his friends.
Oh, I see. He didn't want it to seem
You mean
phallic.
like when Jack covers his camera when he has a banana.
Yeah.
Ever since you commented on it.
I like your technique, Jack. I think you should share.
Right?
Don't hide that stuff.
I always thought it was unnecessary when he tickles the peel, but
yeah. Especially, I'm like, it doesn't have them, Jack.
It doesn't work like
it
that.
doesn't have them.
It makes it feel nice.
No, you tickle the bottom of the banana so it's not soft anymore. Really firms it back up, makes it fresh. All right, whatever the doctor tells you, Bradshaw.
Oh man.
Oh, too ripe.
So you
I
are officially a glizzy gobbler.
Truthfully, do not know what we're doing here.
I'm also a glizzy gobbler. I think.
Well, the way you ate today's sandwich, I mean, it was so epically fast. I cannot see you not being a glizzy gobbler. How many bites do you think you guys could finish a hot dog in?
Oh, let me tell you real quick before we get to that. Watching Ross eat that sandwich today,
it was unbelievable.
I don't even know how to relate to that.
It's a problem.
You know when those TikTok videos when they throw like half of lambs into a lion's den?
Like Jurassic Park?
This is exactly what happened. We get these great sandwiches today from the guys over at
yeah, you can say it, Schnitz and Giggles.
Schnitz and Giggles. They're going to be this weekend down at Mount Dora for the big Oktoberfest. You got to go get a sandwich from them. It's a fried pork sandwich, but it's way different than that. It's really, really, really good.
Yeah, it is.
Ross and I were like eating them. I took a bite of mine. I'm looking at my computer. I look up, and Ross takes a bite of his. I'm like, take another bite. I look up, and Ross has 1 bite left. It's the same amount of time. I just didn't look up for like 9 seconds. I don't even know how you did that. I actually think I asked you that. I'm like, how did you even do that?
Yeah, I loved that sandwich.
So, Ross is a schnitzel gobbler.
Oh,
He is a schnitzel gobbler.
This guy loves a schnitz.
He does love his schnitz.
I do. Here's the thing.
Tickle my schnitz.
He wants you to pound his pork.
I've always eaten food like
I eat fast too, buddy.
I've eaten it very fast, and it's been a problem. Like
I eat really fast
at times with like when I'm hanging out with friends.
I've gotten way better. Do you know why? I actually have a reason why I eat fast.
I know why you eat fast, and I have a feeling I know why Ross eats fast too.
Why do you think you eat fast?
Because I grew up with a brother, dude.
I don't even think I was that. I don't know. It's just
want to get it over with so you can do something else.
Yeah, kind of.
So yeah, for me it was this. So I grew up for a large portion of my life. My family always kind of met at my grandmother's house because the way that our family worked, my nanny would make a pot of something, chicken and dumplings, chicken and rice, whatever the case may be. And if things were thin, everybody, all the other brothers and uncles and stuff would come over and we would eat at my grandmother's house. One of the aunts would bring like tea, somebody would bring bread or, collard greens or something like that. So we'd have a full meal. But the only way you could get seconds is to finish your firsts. And it was first come, first serve. So if you wanted to eat more food outside of what you got initially, you had to eat the food you had fast so you could be in line and ensure seconds. And that's one of the reasons I ate lickety-split for a long time. I don't do it anymore, though. But I used to eat very fast.
I don't.
A lot of people have that from the military.
I was going to say my brother got that from in the Marine Corps.
I don't gauge how big or small my bite is, but I have been for a while now, like really, this is silly, but really focusing on chewing, just getting like 4 or 5 more chews.
You're supposed to.
That's so funny you say that, Ross, because I recently learned that is actually the first stage of digestion.
It is.
Is the chewing, and the more you chew, because someone texted us
your
one time.
Your saliva starts breaking it down.
Exactly, and someone had texted us at 77031 when we were talking about how people have this assumption that they can just bite their food, chew it a couple of times, swallow it, and then let the stomach acid take care of the rest. But that's not how it works. And they texted, your stomach doesn't have teeth. So when you chew, and like Jimmy said, that saliva starts the breakdown, and there's other enzymes that are released. So really, the more you chew your food, the easier you're making digestion on yourself.
And the other thing they tell you about chewing your food more than 2 or 3 times is it makes you take your time to eat.
Yeah, aren't you supposed to masticate it 28
At
times?
least.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that, though, dude.
No, masticate?
No, I do that all the time. What I'm talking about is
once in the morning.
I don't chew
in the shower.
Yeah.
You don't masticate in the shower.
Yeah.
Not masticate, maybe the other bait.
That's what we're doing. But anyway, yeah, so I do it
I do both at the same time.
Oh, man. I hope you don't use the same hand.
I busted that cat with a sandwich in the bathroom. Don't put it past her.
No way.
That is the most embarrassing thing that has happened to me in this building.
You had a sandwich in that bathroom in there?
We did a segment on it.
That thing's dirtier than Wuhan.
Yeah.
Don't you remember when he was caught in there using the bathroom eating a sandwich?
That thing is like a wet market, dude. What are you doing?
Here goes the Wheezy Jack, dude.
Oh, man, there are like a number of animals hanging dry in there.
Dirtier than Wuhan. Boom! Right out of the barrel.
What'd you eat? What kind of sandwich?
I think I was just chugging a BLT in the men's bathroom one day.
Damn, man.
I come in, he's there with this sandwich in his mouth. I'm like, what are you doing?
So I'm on the go.
You're doing life wrong.
I walked in there one time and that wasn't a sandwich. I walked in there and there was a guy that used to work here that would lay out an entire toiletry set after he ate. And he would spend 15 minutes in there cleaning his teeth, flossing and brushing and stuff. I'm like, dude, do you have any idea what gets laid on that counter?
Oh,
like,
why? What?
Any clue at all? But do you know you work with some of these people?
Well, I know.
Oh, Dad, it's bad. I mean, you just don't take care of themselves. It's dirty. When I would go get ice in my cup and water, I would go into the bathroom and I would set it on the counter. I don't even do that anymore. I don't want anything in that bathroom near anything I put in my mouth.
I forgot what I was doing, man. I just had food to go, and I was walking up the stairs. I'm eating food up the stairs. I'm like, oh, it's close to the last bite of the sandwich.
Right.
Uh-oh, alarm went. I can use a bathroom. Let me just 2 bird, 1 stone this.
Yeah.
And then I got to the bathroom early before the sandwich was done. So now I had this weird, like, gray area, 40 seconds, where I'm just eating a sandwich in the bathroom, and here comes good old Jack.
Yeah, there you go. Right.
Wheezy Jack.
The worst person to walk in. The worst guy to walk in when that's happening. I have to tell you, it's funny. I don't eat many weird places or anything like that. But you know what? One thing is going to turn. I don't know. I noticed this probably about 6 months ago. I was on the way to the show, running late. I had to get something on the road. And I was eating my sandwich. It was like a Wendy's burger or something like that. And I was eating my sandwich on the way in my car. And I thought to myself, you know what? Like, eating in the car rules. It was fun. And it's because it's a bit of a challenge not to get everything all over everywhere and get where you're going. I like eating in my car for some reason while it's moving, by the way. I know that's not good, but I do.
That is so American.
I hear the commercial.
You get a EUI right there.
Yeah, depending on what you're eating.
Listen, what would you rather have? A moderately buzzed driver or a person with some minestrone?
Minestrone.
Yeah.
Any day.
Oh, if you had me a guy eating a sandwich on their phone or drunk, I'm telling you. I'll take the dude with a mild buzz, I think.
Yeah. If you got 2 Coronas in you, or you have a bowl of soup with like a spoon and everything.
The closest I've been to wrecking over the last 2 years is while I'm eating food in my car, without question. Without question.
Very comforting.
That's so
Daniel used to bit on the Monsters where he'd be like, bag of spaghetti. And it would be like you'd eat a bag of spaghetti. You just get it hot in a bag. Oh, my God, we laugh.
What's the easiest food on the go?
The easiest food on the go would probably have to be like a slice of pizza or something like that. Something you can hold in one hand, or maybe even a sandwich that doesn't have a lot of. The thing is, when you get a Wendy's double or something like that, that thing just turns into just a car wreck scene,
like a ball
between the last, at the last bite or so.
Yeah.
It's just laying in the paper. There's no semblance of a hamburger there. It's just pieces of something. So if you like your Beefy King,
I got a black belt in eating Beefy King in the car.
Corn dogs, but you don't want that filmed.
Yeah. No.
Okay, Glizzy.
There he goes. He's tickling the bottom of the stick.
You don't eat in your car, do you, Jack? Because you get that new car.
The current one, no. In the previous one, it has been a spicy chicken combo from Chick-fil-A more than once.
Really?
Yeah.
You eat in your car? Well, you have a 5-speed. That's hard.
Sometimes, but no. It only gets difficult when you're having to switch between first, second, and third.
Yeah.
Once you get into third.
Oh, you're set?
Yeah.
Do you have
the Taco Supreme that makes it tricky? Sour cream.
I would not even attempt.
Now
a
that's
taco.
a challenge.
Yeah, no
that's
way.
That's a challenge.
That thing would be all over my car.
So I'm right there with. Always forget that you drive a stick shift. Right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we both drive stick shifts. So whenever we're like sandwich. It's tough, dude. I'm driving with my left leg. I'm shifting with my right, and I'm just gobbling some beef with my left.
And when I was driving my Mustang, buddy, let me tell you, I have no cup holder.
No,
there's no cup holder in the Mustang.
Sure, there is. It's called between your thighs.
Right. And you can't do that because the steering wheel's so close. I can't even put the seat. So this thing is balancing. Like between my emergency brake and my chair.
No.
While I'm driving around, shifting, eating a burger, I would wind up. Oh, God, this is. Cops, if you're listening, just turn to the channel for a sec. I would hook my arm under my steering wheel.
You want a little protection? Step into the hall.
And I would pinch the steering wheel in my elbow pit, and that way I could eat and steer at the same time. I was like a.
You hit him with the claw?
Dude, it was like a Cirque du Soleil act.
So it looked like an Addams Family member?
If you saw me in traffic, you would certainly call the cops. It was. I remember on multiple occasions because I had this self-awareness blurbs. I don't know if you guys have this, where you have these brief moments of self-awareness, and at that moment, I'm like, "What are you doing?"
I do that all the time. You go, "Am I that guy? I guess I am this guy." U-turns are really hard right now.
I cannot do anything. I can go straight. That's it.
That's tough when you don't have a cup holder and then you're holding a hot sandwich and your nuts are cold, but your hands are hot.
My nuts are frozen. I'm like, no, kids, they're dead.
Yeah, dude, it's a whole different. You feel like you're just like one giant pile of Tiger Bomb. There's a lot of hot and a lot of cold everywhere.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Load them up for last call, guys. Let's get out of here on a Wednesday. That means a little callback, a little joke, whatever you want to do. Make us laugh. It's your turn to do the show. 407-916-1041. Last call brought to you by our friends over at Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250, keyword free heart scan.
Real radio is the news junkie.
On the boob tube for the weekend, we have the Great American Joke Off.
Oh my! I'd watch the other one.
The News Junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey there, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner. I've got your Central Florida forecast from Fox 35, and we're looking at some changes coming our way for this weekend. Overnight, look for a low close to 70, highs tomorrow in the upper 80s, a 20% chance for a shower with otherwise partly cloudy skies, a bit breezy as well. For Friday and Saturday, same story, highs close to 90 degrees, but then a cold front comes through on Saturday afternoon, and that's going to bring temperatures down to the 60s by Sunday morning, and will top out only around 80 degrees. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Healthcare.
Sharp stomach pain? Advice is here. Consult a nurse. Answers, advice around the clock. Consult a nurse. HCA Florida Healthcare. We show up for you. Call 844-70-NURSE. It's free.
You do not need to eat in your car. What you do need to do is get in your car and head to Wawa, because at Wawa you can get pizza at most Wawa locations starting at 4 p.m. each day. Wawa has pizza, perfectly melted 100% whole milk mozzarella on top of a gold thin crust, freshly made for you, along with their savory pizza sauce. And most Wawa locations have dedicated pizza ovens now, all right? Wawa has pizza. You can order it in-store at the kiosk or do it on the Wawa app. That's what I do. Starting 4 p.m. each day, Wawa has pizza. Check out your Wawa today.
Grab your Lederhosen and head up to Mount Dora for Oktoberfest, October 7th at Donnelly Park, featuring live music from Sun and Shine Express. Advanced general admission tickets only $10. Hollerbox VIP Beer House experience is $100 and includes German buffet, drinks, private lounge, and more. Get tickets at MountDora.com. Brought to you by Mount Dora Boating Center and Marina, Discover Lake, and Kevco Builders. It's Oktoberfest in Mount Dora, October 7th at 4 p.m. Go to MountDora.com. Prost!
Get ready to save with Spectrum One. You get Spectrum Internet delivering fast and reliable speeds for $49.99 a month. Free advanced Wi-Fi for enhanced privacy and security. And a free Spectrum mobile line with unlimited talk, text, and data, plus nationwide 5G. Go to spectrum.com/save more and use the Spectrum One savings calculator to see how much you can save today. Offer subject to change. Valid for qualified residential customers only. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Jesse Kelly here. Do you feel protected? My personal protection plan is owning gold. The Oxford Gold Group helps you buy gold to have on hand or convert it into your 401k. If things get weird, I have gold on hand. I like that. You can buy coins or convert part of your 401k with the Oxford Gold Group. It's easy and safe. 833-995-GOLD. That's 833-995-GOLD. 833-995-GOLD.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
It's Superstart Battery Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Get up to a $25 gift card after rebate with the purchase of select Superstart batteries. Our professional parts people will test your old battery for free and recommend the right battery for your vehicle. For power, performance, and reliability, choose Superstart batteries only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Embarrassed by ugly yellow toe fungus?
Living with toe fungus it's embarrassing. I was afraid to take my socks off. I hid my yellow and crumbly toes from everybody.
Introducing Crystal Flush. Crystal Flush is the only FDA-registered 2-in-1 home treatment that attacks your toe fungus from both the inside and out. Crystal Flush's new and different combination system knocks out toe fungus for good. Guaranteed.
Crystal Flush is different. After just a few weeks, my fungus was gone. I mean, 100% disappeared. Crystal Flush was the only thing that ever worked. So if you're skeptical because you tried a bunch of other stuff, Crystal Flush is different. This is a game changer.
Crystal Flush is now available without a prescription, but it is not available in stores. Get your risk-free supply today. Go to crystalflush.com. That's CRYSTAL flush.com. Stop being embarrassed by ugly yellow toenails. Go to crystalflush.com or call 800-204-4484.
Peace of mind, don't delay. Pick up your phone and dial away. 888-40 today. Get it done today with Plumbing Today.
For 60 years, our team of trusted, reliable plumbers has been here to help you with all your plumbing needs. Right now, unclogging any drain is $93 or it's free. That's $93 or free.
Peace of mind, don't delay. Pick up your phone and dial away. 888-40 today. Get it done today with Plumbing Today.
This hour of Real Radio 104.1, sponsored by FloridaJobsNow.com, coming October 11th.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
I'd rather drive on the road with a guy trying to eat soup than with the guy with a buzz. I promise, the guy with a bowl of hot soup in his lap is driving extra careful.
not a bad take there, buddy. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. The lines are full for last call. You guys hang loose. We'll be with you in just 1 second. Deb is here, Jack is here, and so is Ross. Speaking of Jack, Jack's got a big weekend planned.
Oh, it's the NKF Surf Fest. Look forward to this every year. And I will be out there on Sunday, but it's a 3-day event. It goes on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday are the finals. They'll have a luau that's Saturday night. That is free. It's free to go to the beach there at the Westgate Pier in Cocoa Beach. But if you want to go to the Taste of Brevard, I'm going to be there as well on Sunday night. You can get tickets to that, enjoy all the great food. And also, they have their huge auction where some really unique items, and then you can, get a great deal, but also help out the National Kidney Foundation, which is the benefactor of this weekend's events. I'll be there on the beach on Sunday.
Nice.
I'll be at Taste of Brevard Sunday night. Join me at the beach at the NKF Surf Fest. You want any information, if you want to get a room out there, you can go to their website. It's nkfsurf.com.
Thank you, buddy. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Another big thanks to our friends over at Schnitz and Giggles, the food truck that's going to be out in Mount Dora this weekend for the big Oktoberfest.
Yep, down there at Donnelly Park.
Down at Donnelly Park. That is a Saturday gig starting around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. A lot of cool stuff going on, a lot of great food. I strongly suggest, if you're going out there, to grab that pork sandwich from those guys. It was damn good. Thanks, boys. We appreciate that very much. Great job, Chef.
Yeah, and
Great job.
Part of the sponsors for the event include Jimmy's favorite Jägermeister, as well as Luc Belair, France. You're going to have a lot of breweries there. You've got local brewery from Mount Dora, Mac and Whitney, as well as Eden Brewing Community. So again, this Saturday, Donnelly Park. Get your tickets at mountdora.com.
Yeah. Coming up tomorrow, we'll have Danny Meyering. She's going to be Zooming in and said she's not feeling 100. You guys notice a few people kind of dealing with some stuff? My wife is dealing with some stuff right now. Jack obviously has it in his voice.
On the picture of health.
Yeah.
You and I actually have been dealing with something in our voices for the last couple of weeks. It's almost like we're catching whatever Jack has, but it's not quite taking hold yet.
It is weird. I've been dealing with it for about like a week and a half now, and you'll hear my voice give out occasionally during spots or whatever. I'll try to hit a certain thing, and it'll just kind of, I won't be able to do it. And I don't know what's happened. It's just like for the last couple of weeks, it's just been like that. I don't know what's going on. I don't feel sick. There's no problem. I don't sneeze or sniffles or anything like that. And it is fall and allergy season?
Yes, it is. And if rain trees, those trees with the, they've got like little tiny yellow blossoms on them. I know Chris suffers greatly with rain trees that are around Central Florida, and they're pollen producers.
Man, I tell you, Code Black, I feel so bad for him sometimes. I mean, and I'm sure everybody out there listening has somebody or knows somebody who has those pretty severe seasonal allergies.
Chris has to get shots.
Yeah, he does too. It shuts him down. Like, he can't go outside. He'll tell you, I just can't even go outside. I have to sit in the house, and it's still miserable in the house.
Yeah.
He has those HEPA filters, all of that stuff. Does not matter. He says he can just crack the door.
And you feel it.
And he goes, He says when it's really bad, and I've had this experience before, when you inhale, it's almost like you can feel it in the air. Like you can, like the air has body, it has texture because of all the allergens in the air.
It's usually just the humidity that gives it that weight and texture.
Exactly.
You're like, man, I can cut the air today.
Yeah, do you have allergy issues? In 5 years we've known each other, I don't know if I've seen you deal with it. I know Jack does sometimes.
I don't think I do.
Yeah.
I haven't yet, knock on wood.
Yeah.
But even if I did have allergies, I just would be like, oh, I guess I have a stuffy nose.
Yeah. And with the thing with bronchitis like Jack may be dealing with is you'll get that allergy can sometimes turn into that. You just got to get some mucus in your chest, and it's hard to shake that. Do you have antibiotics?
I do not.
Like Mucinex or something, I assume?
I'm taking Mucinex, but it's an expectorant, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I've been expecting to be...
and you haven't?
No. And
then you do need to go to the doctor.
It's really disappointing. Don't tell me that. I'm not going.
Let it dwell. Let it
refuse.
stay.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
Wheezy Jack, man.
It's like talking to Deborah over there.
I love Wheezy Jack, dude. Wheezy Jack's got some cool
He's
vibes.
got some spice,
Got a
dude.
little swag in his voice now. Oh,
Now
now
listen
he
to
doesn't
that.
take that back.
Listen to that.
Yeah, but that makes me feel
God,
bad.
he sounds like an old Ford trying to crank.
With an echo.
We have entered the death chamber.
Give it some gas. Pull the chug.
Drag him into the death chamber.
That is driving people crazy right now.
Yeah,
Hearing
but we
that
like it.
wheeze. All right, 407-916-1041. Deb, who do we have to thank today?
Well, we want to thank once again Schnitz and Giggles, the German food truck from Oktoberfest in Mount Dora, for bringing us our delicious lunch today. We also want to thank Crystal Perez Morales, Taylor Nelson, and Dillo, the armadillo from the Central Florida Zoo.
They were great. We learned today that armadillos have 11-inch penises.
11 and a half. Don't ever cut that extra half.
And also, Schnitz and Giggles, although that food truck, that company, that's a comedic name, those sandwiches and their food was no joke.
No.
That is legit in my top 10 sandwiches experiences I've had in like a long time.
And you can't sleep on that potato salad. It was
No, it was
wonderful.
awesome.
Wonderful.
So
what
a great surprise today. wasn't it?
Yeah. Another reminder that, like, it's a food truck. Well,
Oh, they
taste
killed
it
it.
before you just call it a food
Exactly.
truck and pshaw it.
We also want to thank Orlando Sentinel columnist Scott Maxwell, and last but never least, Sam Bone and Candace Rich for running our YouTube chat.
Yeah, thanks, guys. We appreciate that as we do every single day. Jack, question of the day?
Yes. Should MLS clubs give deals to soccer fans who bought tickets and did not get to see Messi?
Oh, that's going to be interesting. I bet they say no. I would say that most people say no.
Well, we're an
I'll
Orlando
go-
radio station.
I'll go 30% no.
Yeah. Wait.
I mean, excuse me, 70% no.
Yeah, that's a lot closer. 38%, 62% no, and 38% yes was in the YouTube chat, and it went down from there.
did it?
Yeah. And Facebook and Twixter had nothing to say about giving any deals for anyone who bought
Right,
tickets
right.
to see Messi.
Stand up.
This Saturday, I'm only hosting, but it is the show that I get to produce. I'm at Theater West End, downtown Sanford. I got a great comedian coming down from up north. It's going to be a fun time. You get your tickets off their website.
Yeah. There you go. Ross Padgett Comedy on all social media platforms. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Ready.
Let's do it. Let's go with Angry Eric. Last call.
So Wheezy Jack is the reason I got bronchitis, you son of a...
Oh, I thought he was going to finish it. There you go. Let's go with Big T. Last call.
All right, so for whatever reason, my memory for this radio station is abnormal compared to my normal one. And the day that Ross was caught in the bathroom with that sandwich, he had gotten to a place right across the street, gotten a bacon grilled cheese, and was caught by Jack, and then also by the people that clean your station. So he was shamed by multiple people.
In different languages, too.
Right,
Yeah. That was
multilingual
nice
shaming.
job, Big T.
Yeah, exactly. Good memory, Big T.
Nurse Nancy. Last call.
If that son of a bitch Kevin takes my little angel to bum F North Dakota hunting, we'll be having his candied apple balls for next year's Thanksgiving dessert.
Oh, wow. That's getting hot.
That's the niece's mom
Yeah,
right
yeah.
From the hunting trip.
Coming in hot there.
Candied apple, whatever.
Mike, last call.
Y'all, speaking of eating quick and driving cars, this is Mike Buzzer Larson here. How many meals, Jimmy, does Vin Diesel eat each day?
I don't know, Mike. How many meals does Vin Diesel eat each day?
Well, Jimmy, that would be 2. Breakfast and Breck Furious. Quit talking me, the buzzer!
Oh. The door is open. Party mom, last call.
Did you guys see on the news today about the famous racing snail?
No.
He got rid of his shell because he thought it would make him faster, but it made him sluggish.
Oh, very good, Party Mom. thank you very much.
There we go.
Every day, you guys do a great job for us. Thank you so much. Tomorrow, Danny Meyering for Date Night Done Right. We'll talk to, let's see,
Glenn Klausman.
Glenn Klausman for Colbert Court, and we'll take your calls, texts, and talkbacks. We'll give you some opportunities to win some money, and we'll give away another pair of Dave Chappelle tickets. On behalf of Deb, Jack, and Ross, I'm Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the Monsters of the Morning. After us, it's Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a fantastic Wednesday evening.
And go put some hump in your day. Bye.
I don't think so. A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan is coming up next on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. They specialize in one-of-a-kind custom-designed jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Looking at delays on I-4 as you take the interstate east and westbound this afternoon through the Orlando area, especially by the major attractions exits. Looking at a crash still partially blocking the left lane northbound on the Greenway near the John Young Parkway Toll Plaza. Things are moving well for those taking the Beach Line or the 408. If you happen to see any traffic problems this afternoon, just make sure you're calling the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by the Foundation Fighting Blindness. The Foundation for Fighting Blindness is leading the charge in finding treatments and cures. Connect with your local chapter for resources, the latest blinding disease research, and local activities. Visit fightingblindness.org/chapters.
Here's your chance to take part in a night of inspiration, benefiting New Hope for Kids, helping our younger community deal with grief and loss. Jim Colbert will MC the 22nd annual Art of the Vine, Friday, October 27th. This special event will include an evening of fine wines, food, and